natural textiles also now are present. I invited them. Okay, sir. First, I want to introduce. Can I share the screen, sir? Okay, so this is our dye handloom master. So today is a handloom day. So I want to respect him. His name is Senthil Nathan, who is now managing 12 weaver. Okay, so now I will start with our what is natural dyeing, and as I think my farmer that before I spoke, he was telling about these how the man came into wearing the cloths and how it has been made. Okay, so now I will come to the point why we need natural textile. That is very important. Okay, sir. So textiles is the second layer of our skin. You know, we are wearing the textiles on our skin, and if the textile is a carrier of toxic and poisonous substance, you think how the textile will impact our body, and how we are getting some kind of diseases, some allergies. So this is the problem. In 1996, a German study told that the skin cancer is also cloth dyeing. The synthetic dyed cloth is also one reason for the skin problem. Okay, so this is a 1996 study. But this 150 years of these cloth treatment or fabric manufacturing or the textile processing, what has resulted? It has resulted in the mass destruction of these natural resources, for especially the water. So when there is a word in our tradition in Indian, in mostly in Tamil, Neer Indri Amayadu Ulag. That means without water, the living organism cannot exist. Even we are a living organism. So yes, sir. It is very alarming. It is very hello, sir. It is very alarming that 87% of our water resources in the entire world has been polluted by various textile industries and various industries, mostly textile industries. So the first reason why we need the natural textiles, to my consideration, is it is creating a lot of pollution throughout the world, mostly the water. For example, I can tell in my area, there is a river called Noyal, which was supporting about 1 lakh acres of land. It is purely vegetables were cultivated, paddy was cultivated, maize and millets were cultivated. Now these 1 lakh acres of land of agriculture was of no use because the water source of that river, Nayal, was being polluted by the Tirupur, Erode and Karur area textile industry. So the whole river is now become poisonous, or it has been not used for the agriculture. That is a true thing which happened. Like that, even Ganges were polluted, all Nile polluted, all the rivers all over the world has been polluted. Then when the water is polluted, then how the agriculture will happen? And it is a continuous problem for the entire community of the people throughout the world. So this is the one thing I want this natural textile has to come. Okay, then my second point is that, see, now the sustainability, eco-friendliness, and so many things are required, because now the involvement of synthetics in all part of our life, even in clothing, even in our vessels, or so many things, even these plastics, so many things have causing an enormous impact on our ecology and the sustainability. So we have to go for a sustainable, eco-friendly option. That is why this natural textile is a very important play. Because I'm telling you, next to food, textiles we are using. So if it is polluted, then the all our natural resources will be altered. Then third, in India, we are 1,000 years before, we are the cradle of the civilization. We have given a lot of things in astrology, astronomy, construction, clothing, everything. Even in North India, you are seeing so many vibrant textiles are made in textiles printing, like batik. You are seeing about so many textile things are, even we are amazed. So many weaving techniques are there. So this has created a social development. weavers are a part and parcel of our community. Which has done they have done about 445 design. But now, because of this fast movement, because of the synthetic, because of this world environmental and world trade, our handloom industry has come down. So the weavers has been affected, the artisan has been affected, the craftspeople are affected. So what is these people are the main part of our country. We are very rooted to our self-sufficient things in our India. So all these people has been affected because of this synthetic invasion. So this is a very important thing in this handloom day, that because of the pollution and because of these unsustainability and synthetic things, and because of our social development, we need to go into the natural textiles. It is very complex. This is my why we need the natural textiles. Okay, then I will come to the point. The second point is of this I have to tell to the community is that nowadays these 150 years now, these natural dyeing become extinct. So only some 30 35 less than 50 people in the country, they are processing it, and some crafts people are using it. Because I am very much close to all these people organization who are already doing natural textiles. I am interacting with people, and I brought them under one umbrella to address or to revive these natural textiles in a broader way. It is not me, it is ours. We have a team, we have a family of natural textiles. I have united them, and all of the natural textile industries in part of that group. So I want to inform to our Sharma ji and the team and our associates also. We have been already united. Because why we are united? No, because after these 150 years, almost all the water source, all the pollution happened. Now people are now turning back to the eco-friendly and sustainable clothing. They want good food, they want good textile, they want good accommodation or maybe houses, and they want good mind. These are the four things a human need. A food is needed, a clothing is needed, his environment is needed, and he also need a lifestyle like yoga, like Ayurveda. So people are now understanding the goodness of our past. Our ancient Indian traditions are now very much welcomed by the international people. Even our main product is handloom yoga mat. Our weavers are weaving yoga mat, and we are exporting to the international community, and it is our main product. For example, I'm telling. So I am very much thankful to my weavers in this handloom day for that. Okay, so now I'm coming to the point. So what after 150 years, there's pollution.
Mr.
Now,
Thanga, I would like to request you to make this presentation in slideshow manner.
okay, sir.
Very nice presentation.
Okay, sir. Right, sir. Fine. So I have told about. See, we have give yes, yes, sir. Okay, I will make that. I want to, because I'm little
down third.
Yeah.
Down.
Yeah, okay, sir. One
right side. Your
fine,
right side down bar, right side.
So now I'm
down.
Here, sir. No, I will play, sir. Okay. 1 second. I will play myself.
No problem.
1 second, sir. I want to see F1, F3, 4, 5. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So this is sir. This is my company which we have started, but I had another presentation. See, in olden days, you see how the people are doing the traditional dyeing method without any kind of pollution. See, for example, I will tell you, we are using, we need the shape, because I want to compare the natural. 1 second, sir. I will just show another. Okay, so this is I told. No, today the whole world is facing the effects of water pollution. You can see now the plague, cholera, the mosquito-borne disease are originated from waste, sludge, drainage, polluted water bodies. Okay, sir. So now you take example of corona. See, what a pure water is coming from the mountain. It comes into the each and every village. Then it joins with the, even the pond is there, and it joins with the mainstream, and it goes to the sea. Okay, but this is the thing which is the natural way of going the water. The water give life to everything, agriculture, even the people, even the temple inside the village, and it travels to the village. So this was the design by the Cholas and the kings of our past. So what happens? These water bodies, when we are developed, when we are saying that we are coming to the industrial development without planning properly, all the industry they take our river and the water bodies. What happens? Their contaminations as go into the river, and the river became non-aqueous. That means there will be no fish, and the fish is the organism which cleans the water. And there are so many frog is there. Even there is a balance of nature which made the river clean. But what happened because of the vast usage of chemical for like these wet agents, these dye stuff which is synthetic, all the even they are using so many caustic, hydros, all this kind of dyes stuffed into the river. So what becomes? It is not able to purify itself. All the microorganism die. Then it becomes like a drainage now. So what happened in the drainage? One the mosquito will come, the rats will come, all these that is a negative organism will come, that will come into the air. That is the reason we got the plague, cholera. For 100 years or so many centuries we have been affected. Okay, sir. After the industrialization, what this happened? So we are finding the heat of all the negativity, all the pollution. So from to how to overcome this only, the natural textile is a solution. So then the first Asiatic cholera epidemic, Asiatic cholera spread across the world from its original research, and over 1 lakh people, more than 1 lakh people have died. Okay, so this is one social activity we are doing. This is a Vinashalingam College, where we show the demonstration of herb, how to make it to the student and the teachers. Okay, sir. Then this is some textile. Okay. Okay, I want to go to the future slide. Okay, development of farmers and weavers. So the second point is the natural textiles or the herbal textiles will be a value added thing for the farmers. How the farmers can cultivate the dye stuff. So our farmers are benefited. They can cultivate the dye yielding plants, and they can supply to our dyer, and the dyer can extract the dyes and they can use it for the fabric. And the weavers are the second largest industry in the country. They can use the looms, and they can weave different type of weaver. They can export. They can given for the internal our indigenous also, like khadi. Okay, sir. So market potential in these natural textiles, there are a lot of individuals. They are having very good potential in this, and they want to buy the natural products. And the textile industry also, many synthetic people, they also want to have the natural process. And many organic shops also they need. The yoga center they want. The handlooms and handicraft shops also they want good products. So there is a very good marketing potential is there. So after 1856, this become the synthetic dyeing. Now in 2020, there was a very good demand in the international markets. So we have for this is a bedsheet we have made. The one thing I want to tell you is to the even the natural dyers or the dyeing balance is that, see, natural dyeing is some people they think it is a cottage industry and it cannot be competitive with the synthetic dye. So we have to forget that, because natural dyeing focus is not the vibrant color. Our focus is to have an eco-friendly, sustainable. Our waste cannot be polluting the river. Our waste can be converted into the some manuals to the agriculture. Our water can be given to agriculture. So you see that it is degraded in the land. So you no need to fear about the competition from the synthetic or large volume. So what is the why I'm telling the product selection we have made is the first is the bedsheet. See, this is the bedsheet we have made in the 2008. See, why we choose the bedsheet is people, it's a lifestyle. They don't sleep properly. They have to sleep it properly. So sleeping in a synthetic or a synthetic fiber made bedsheet, sleeping in a pure cotton dyed with herbs is very, very different, because we are experienced it. Our customer also know. I will tell you, our body is made with Panjabhuta, with the 5 elements. So we are naturally made, and we have a Atma inside that we our as per the world, every world they agree now. So we are working with Panja Yendra, 5 machines. We have eyes, ears, nose, mouth, all the sensing, and the final Yendra is the skin Yendra, that is Sarira. Okay, the skin is the largest organ. Now, this largest organ, it can understand It is whether it is natural. It is very intent to the natural object. So the cloth, once you are carrying the cotton, if you are dyeing with all the herb, these knowingly, unknowingly. Why I'm saying no? There are a lot of research. We are putting the cloth in the herbal concaination, kashayam. We make the kashayam means that we are boiling all the herb to make the color, and also we dye the cloth. We are putting directly into the kashayam to make the color. That like that. Then we take the cloth, we iron it, we make bedsheet. You see, cloth is now full of herb. You have color and also the goodness of the herb. Now you see, you are going to sleep in the night. If you are sleeping in the bedsheet of a herbal diet bedsheet, 100% your skin will be so kind and you will feel good, and the skin will get some kind of tension. You will sleep. So the people who are using our bedsheet, they are sleeping well. This is the feedback we are getting from the international customer and the domestic customer also. So we have written a name called sleep enhancing bed. It is a proven thing. So bedsheet is not, you are not washing it so many times. So washing at least in a 2 months or one, so your color will not change. So bedding, we have taken this product. I suggest to the natural textile people to take some selective of products. Bedsheet, it is not frequently washed, so the color will not fade, and it is inside. Okay, and also it gives you a very kind and wellness aspects. Okay, then I'm telling you to make a handloom towel, because that can be finished with natural oil. You can put your towel inside the neem bath. Make the neem bark, neem leaf, or neem oil also. You emulsifies into the water. If you put your neem, your yarn or the weaved towel, it will give you a continuous aroma, and also you will get be the antimicrobial effect. I will tell you about, because we have already succeeded in that. So it is like one encapsulation of the antimicrobialism in the towel is also possible. Then we are then we are going for, it's a very important subject I'm talking. You can go for the innerwear, because innerwear, the color is not important. No one will worry about the color in the innerwear. So innerwear will also be very kind to the skin, and the color, if it goes also. So the selection of the product is very important. Then you can go for the yoga mat, which is not washed.
Your slides are not moving.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Okay, sir. So, okay, sorry, sir. I will go for. Okay. So now this is a handloom mat. Our weaver is weaving. So yoga mat. This is a yoga mat they are weaving, and this is our. I told you it's the largest market now you have. Even in the country, any weaver is interested in weaving this yoga mat. Now we are interested in giving the order. I will tell you, because Isha, one organization is there. They are now buying a yoga mat from my associate who are in Kumarapalayam. They are making about 5,000, 10,000 mat. They are supplying to Isha Foundation, and they are supplying to the all over the world. 5,000 mats every 3 months, 6 months we are exporting. So the handloom, we are now we have already these handloom weavers. They already left their job, and they have find out the different job. But now we have rehabilitated them, and about 24, 25 people we have liberated, mostly women. So we are giving social development to the weaver with the one product, yoga mat. Okay, then okay, so this is the concept. I will come to the point. See, this is the technical aspect of our doing our natural textile. I will come to that point. Okay, this is one. The extraction of color is very important in natural textiles. So our natural dyers have been very much exploring different options. They are finding different ways how to get the because the color is very important, and we need the herb for making there are about 25, 26. So the availability of raw material is important. So once the raw material we get, we make one, this is a bowl, we break the herb, and we put it, we boil it, and the color will automatically come. Okay, sir. So this is the textile process we are making. So the color will come, then the color is filtered and taken ready. So we are now coming to the textile process. I will come to the textile process because very needed for the people who are even for everybody who are not. So there is a process of every textiles. After the cotton, it goes to the carding, then it goes to the spinning, then it goes for the weaving, then the fabric comes. During the time of the spinning and the weaving, they will be adding some waxes and they will be adding some starch. We want to remove that before the textile process, before the dyeing. So that is called the desizing process. Then the scouring process is to remove the foreign elements which they have been using in the spinning and weaving. Then bleaching is making it white. Kashayam preparation, I just told, I showed you that what it is made. It is making for the color and the wellness property. Then sometime we may need mordanting also. Mordanting is a process where you need the ionic reaction on the fabric, where the color will be attached to the fabric. It is like bonding, creating some bonding. Then the dyeing happens. Dyeing is nothing but it will be the fabric will be putting using, or maybe handly you can dye, or you can use the machines. It will be running on the kashayam, and the color will be fixing on the fabric or the yarn. Then we have the finishing. We have different type of finishing. Then the seasoning is that we want to improve the fastness. We take the fabric and we are putting into the vacuum, or we will be closing it and put in a dark room. Okay, sir. So these are the Ayurvedic textile process. One by one, I will tell you. The desizing, we are using the natural, because our process, I told, no, it is very natural. So for desizing, the synthetic dyeing people, they use one wet agent which have a high viscosity. That is a agent which spoils the entire water because of the viscosity, the fish dye. So no one is there to clean the water, and that water contaminate, and it is polluting the world. So for naturally desizing material, we have is the compensate for the wet agent is the soap net. It is we only introduce it in the modern age. Then the scouring, people are using a chemical called caustic soda, and we are using the natural ash water. We are taking from the ash waste, we are boiling it, we are using that as an alkali. And then you see there are different herbs are all over the, wherever you walk, no, you find out some kind of herb, some fallen. For example, there is a pomegranate rind. We can go and collect it in the pomegranate cultivation area. Even tulasi, there is tulasi, we have neem, and all gives a color, even turmeric. So all even fallen trees, even suppose if there is a tree, it is fallen off, no, you can use that color also. And dried flowers, even waste wood, weeds, all these have some color. So you can create your own color, and you combine, you make a hot it, you make it boil, take the color. So that is called kashayam. So we have our own, see, this is the kashayam. 25 herbs we have standardized, and we have made the different 12 shades colors. We are already using that. So this is a dye bath or kashayam, which we have extracted for dyeing it in yellow shade, for yellow color. So we are adding turmeric. Sometime we may add 3 type of turmeric, which is stem, root, and wild turmeric, and we add myrobalan as a mordant also inside. Then we will add for wellness so many other herbs we can put it inside, like tulasi or aloe vera, whatever you like, you can add it. So this is a kashayam. Inside the kashayam, we just filter it, put the fabric like that. Okay, you see now the entire cloth is becoming yellow. Not only yellow, it also possesses the goodness of the kashayam. So you imagine that this is made into a textile for the baby or for the human or anything. It will be so kind to our skin, and the skin can even breathe in all the good component from this cloth and give the some kind of immunization. So once your body is immunized, it is very difficult for the these disease based things to get into your body, and I will tell about that skin later. Okay, so this is the machinery we are using in our factory, and these are we are giving them the natural textile also. They are trained by our us also. And this is an I told you, the bed sheet which has been exported to the USA, very popular. And once they change the bed sheet and once they use our bed sheet, they become addicted to the bed sheet only, even if they cannot go for any kind of synthetic, even if it is costly or if it is like that, because this does not give you the heat also. We have tested in our customer base for last 12 years. And so this is the t-shirt which is made in indigo. Indigo is a color which has been long dated from 5,000 years. Even mummies, they have been using this indigo, the blue indigo, natural indigo in their even wrapping the mummies also. They have, because the aging, anti-aging activity is there. Then we are using this yoga pant also. It is very popular. And this is our number one products. We are also having meditation mats, and also we are having the yoga mat. Now it is becoming high demand. And I want to tell you one point, but we don't have the weaver community to weave this, because our weaving community people, they are situated to the power loom, and the weaving community of their next generation is not coming to the weaving. That is a very big concern for me, because that is why I am now planning to document the weaving technique, and I want to transfer the technology from the, because if it is extinct, then no one will be there to use. So this weaving can be given to all the women and some poor people to earn also. Because now we had an order of 50,000 yoga mats, but I'm not able to accept that yoga mat order, because we have only 12 or 22 active weavers now. After they are also more than 60 years. So they cannot weave after some 5-10 years. So this is the concern I'm facing in the handloom. In the handloom day, I want to also tell all the delegates and all the people, experts and we need to make some kind of promotion in the handloom industry, document it to pass it to the next generation. Okay, so these are some of the cloths we have made. Okay, thank you. And I also want to show you one another slide, which will be very good. Okay, so 1 second, I will go for that slide. Okay, so this is very important for our dyers. 1, 2. Sorry. Yeah. So I will conclude. I will conclude after this, because I don't want to take much time. So now, what needed for natural? I told about you the advantage, why we need the natural textiles, and the process, then how it is very useful. Now, what needed for natural textiles? So because I have you have a lot of people in here, so I will tell you the points which is very currently the needed for the natural textiles. See, even though this natural textiles is having all good things, and it is having this environmental advantage, and it is having social advantage, and it is also having the wellness advantage, but it become extinct now. So only some I think less than 100 people they are using, and some kind of crafts people they are using. And I actually respect all the people who are now doing natural textiles and promoting, because they are very much I should appreciate their effort in whatever means, whether it is small, medium or larger, they are doing. So I'm in this handloom day, I want to appreciate them. And so what is the problem we are facing? In spite of all the goodness, it become extinct, and there is no legal entity for the natural dyeing sector. This is what we are planning to address it. So synthetic dyeing, it is having some norms, and these PCB. Suppose if I am doing a natural dyeing, if some legal authorities or government authorities, if they come, what you are doing, I have to tell them I am doing dyeing. But dyeing means it is default, it is a synthetic dye only, it is not natural dye. So what I am doing is now, if I am going to go for getting a license for the natural dyeing, then they are giving the norms for the synthetic dye. The PCB is the authority, in the government authority, it has to give a consent letter, then only I will get all the other things. But it is not happening. So what to do, I leave it to the experts and the people, and you have to have an address for this. But now people are addressing it. Even I have to, in this name, I have to tell some names, Dr. Kumaran and Periyasamy, who is a NIFT TA, and they are doing some activity in South India, and some is happening in South India, so that I will update later. Then the second point, standardizing the process of natural dyeing. See, there are so many standardized. Some people, they are using some synthetic mordant, and they are applying only the natural dye stuff, and they are claiming natural dyeing. So which is the real natural dyeing? Some standardization should be done by joining with the government body and with our natural dyeing associates. All the that is one point we have to standardize. Whether you want to have the synthetic mordant is there needed or not, or why they are using the synthetic modern for color fastness is also under study. I'm not finding fault with any process, but I want to have some standardized process naturally, which because we cannot pollute others. It should not pollute. We should have the 100% on natural dyeing process. That standardization of the process is also need of the time. Then the manpower is very shortage, because people who are even doing the natural dyeing also, they don't know how to do the dyeing. They are only investor, and in the ground level some people will come and train and they will do in a half stage. So a real manpower, scientific manpower development should be followed in the universities, and it should be a curriculum as a diploma in the textile background also is needed for that. Then the raw material. The raw material is very important. You cannot go and destroy forest for the raw material. That is, then mean it is not a right thing. So if there is, for example, myrobalan, it is coming in the forest area. So if based on the improvement of the growing of natural dyeing, we have to cultivate the raw material in by the farmer. So farmer is also having an advantage, and the dyer will also get the raw material. Raw material means even the processing of raw material, for example, extraction of the raw material, and store for the more shelf life, giving in affordable price is very important for our dyers. So raw material cultivation also we have to work, because for example in North India there are these marigold flowers are cultivated. The waste can be converted into dye stuff, and pomegranate farmers waste can be diverted into raw material. These all can be integrated efficiently by the institution and the government organization, and it can be given to the our dyers, so they can have an advantage of improvement. Then promoting the arts and crafts based on natural. There are lots and lots of arts and crafts in like printing and tie and dye, shibori, so many art, even still they are existing. In another 20 years they may not be there. So these people are now shifted to synthetic dye, and that has to be they have to be revived back to the natural dyeing, so it will be a value added for the natural textiles. So I take this opportunity to tell my possible these advantage of our natural textiles and what we need also from the organization. I'm very much happy to see all our participants here, and because of these less time, I'm little I'm concluding this. And I request all the natural dyer researchers, institution, farmers, government institutions should join as a team and help to revive this wonderful dyeing and textile to the world. That is my request, kind request for all these participants. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Mr. Thangwaji.
Yes, sir.
Thangwaji.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Very
And,
deep,
yes.
very deep and very bright, broad aspects you covered.
Yes, sir.
And see, you have also put forward some of the grievances which
Yes.
you are facing. The important is this, that you are doing a lot for the greater cause of the humanity.
Yes, sir.
But at the same time, the same thing you have to face. Lastly, when you talked about that, when you are going to get it licensed or for a legal point of view, they considered that simply synthetic dyeing process might be performed by you.
Yes.
So for that, I think you have to come forward with your all documents, your methodology, process, and the material you use coming from herbal source of Ayurveda.
Yes.
And I do hope that luckily our Madam Smriti Rani, Smriti is the textile minister.
Okay.
And being lady, and she's I do hope that she's from Gujarat and very fashionable with the sense of the deepest matter of textile, color, designing and all that. She
Yes.
will definitely listen, and her office will consider your point, because we are here for the greater sake of the humanity, and we want to keep the whole of the humanity away from the skin cancer.
Yes.
And for that purpose, when they go for the pure cotton material and
Yes.
covering the up to this area, whenever they go for with the scooty or in the during summer period, which is utmost here in North India.
Yes.
So and there also. So I think your approach with all your positive documents, what
Yes.
you are doing, what material you are using,
Okay.
somebody might be there to understand your this goodness, and
Yes.
will definitely call you to make yourself some standardization, whatever you want, so that you will be honest enough to categorize the things that this is the loss and demerits of synthetic dyeing, and this is the profit and merits of the natural textile dyeing, etc. So it's really wonderful. And second, which I want to appreciate your approach, that you talked about the yoga mat. You see, yoga has become the greatest tool for the life of every human being within India and across India.
Agreed.
And naturally, when we are celebrating IY Day, International Yoga Day, the demand of the yoga mat simultaneously raised to anything. But synthetic and sometimes some rubber, plastic, this thing, they are most damaging. We had a very good conference, online webinar over the role of yogic practices and pranayama and all that during the COVID period, post-COVID period, and long COVID period. And there a very good friend of mine. I do remember his name, Dr. Sarvesh Agrawal from National Institute of Ayurveda. He talked about all these things and especially discarded that plastic one yoga mat, because a person who is performing yoga exercises or sitting on this posture, you see that his skin touches, and sometimes with the perspiration it leads to excess perspiration, and the concentration of the performer leads to that distress instead of having a pleasure and meditation. So this yoga made of cotton texture will definitely help a lot. So I am really fan of your yoga mat, and I would like to have to see, to touch, to use it.
You know, I will, yes, sir. Actually, I will send one. How many people are there? I can send you one. The advantage I will tell you, sir. It is yarn is pure cotton. Then we are hand dyeing it with the herb only, with using Ayurvedic herb. Then it is weaved by the weaver. Then the backside, the anti-skip is the cotton. It is a tree rubber. We are anti-skip also we are putting, and this sweat is absorbed by the mat. And,
exactly, I got your point. You see, I am a yoga teacher for almost 40 years. I did my post-graduation from BHU in 1983.
Okay, sir.
With the Samriddhi and yoga, and I think your students will collect all these such type information. So I would like to have a specimen yoga mat. I have
I can give, sir. You please send your address.
Means I have given my phone number and email ID also.
You send the address, sir. I will send it.
If it reaches here, Gandhi Handicraft Department or so many departments in Shanti Kunj, etc., they are in a dire need of such thing. Even our university will purchase. Every university will purchase. So before you do, on one hand you do like this, and on other hand you make all the possible approach to the government of India, in the Textiles Ministry, with the Department of the Handloom and all that, with the gracious Ashirwad from Smriti Irani, so that you get your thing there, because she is very much of yoga, and she is very much of Indian culture and Indian system, Indian cotton, everything. You have seen that episode where she did a lot.
Yes,
so
sir.
Your channel is,
yes, sir. With your grace, I think we can meet Smriti Rani Madam also.
I just got this point.
Yes, sir. 100%.
You see the whole of the prasadam of of your joining in to this webinar will definitely survive.
Thank you, sir.
And my good wishes to all your students who are making all these things, and we will conclude in a words, but will you please remain?
No, sir. One request, Sharmaji and sir. Actually, we have some good people like Sabanayagam. You can have some interaction for 5 minutes, and they are also in the dyeing only. You can just ask them who are.
These are all right from Bajanti Mala, right from Mala Sinha. Every our actors, they are all great fond of cotton.
One request, sir. Dr. Sangamitra Kalita has to go for other meeting.
Okay.
So we can discuss after her.
Okay.
You please remain up to the...
Yes, anybody in the Sabanayagam, if you want to have word, you can tell, and Perisami Madam or anybody who is interested, you can talk some word. I think Perisami sir is also on the line.
Thank you. I think they are wanting someone else to talk before us.
Exactly.
So that we can leave.
After Sangamitra's lecture, we can... She has especially requested that she has to go to other meeting.
Please ask her to come over.
Okay, sir. I'll
10 minutes, after 10 minutes.
Fine.
After, yes, I am inviting
the co-lecturer.
I am inviting. So thank you very much,
Yes, please.
Thangaji.
Okay, thank you, sir. Thank you. Right. Okay, thank you.
Now I would like to have a pleasure to invite our Sangamitra Kalita ji, as she has got some other assignment to join. So
Okay.
with all honor and respect, I would like to call her. You please join and enlighten us with all your important inputs.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Namaskar.
Pawan, sir, also for
I just a minute. I also welcome Dr. Vaidya Naveen Kumar Gupta ji along with our Samayanam PG. Naveen ji doing something very, very tough. He is either driving the tractor or a very
I'm in a golf today. I'm playing
okay,
golf
enjoy.
today.
You enjoy and listen to our next speaker. Thank you. Thank you, madam. May you please start. The platform
I'm
is
in a
yours.
golf.
Yes.
I'm in a golf club.
Okay.
Thank you, sir, so much.
Thank you.
And I'm very sorry for interrupting
problem.
Mr. Tango Kumar's and Sabanayam sir's lecture. But actually, I would like to say that Mr. Tango Kumar has covered most of the things that I was wanting to already explain about it. I have been in the art of natural dyeing from the past 3 years. And I've been building my own fashion brand based on that. It's called Iconic Clothing. And let me just begin with the presentation. Where is the share screen? Yes.
It is economic clothing.
Iconic.
Iconic clothing. Okay.
Yes.
Well
I
played.
think you can see the screen, sir. Everyone.
Well played.
Yes. So my topic that I wanted to speak about is
Make it a screen show.
yes, it's a screen show now. Can you
You make it as a presentable show. Full screen.
can you see this?
Yeah, almost. Yeah, sustainability refers to the
Yes. Yes. So the topic that I would like to speak on is sustainability in handloom sector with natural dyes today. And I did not know Mr. Thangakumar would also speak on the same, almost same thing. But nevertheless, let me start off by saying what we do and what I feel is necessary for sustaining the handloom sector. First of all, I would like to say that sustainability, what sustainability means, it basically means it's the ability to maintain or support oneself or a process continuously over time without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs or by avoiding the depletion of natural resources. So one point comes to mind, which Mr. Thangakumar also said, that although we have to focus now more on natural dyes instead of synthetic dyes, but we should also be careful of not depleting it completely and making such kind of a ecosystem along with the farmers that just to industrialize the process of natural dyeing completely, we should not do the same thing that synthetic dyes have been doing. Like, for example, synthetic dyes, it's already been mentioned and explained that they are quite toxic and hazardous to our health, and that 95% of the wastewater comes from the dyeing process, and the rest comes from the rinsing, which is after washing. And most of these dyes are quite carcinogenic and toxic, and most of these dyes have been banned in most parts of the world. And there are few of the synthetic dyes which have not been banned, but they are also not 100% safe. They are also not biodegradable, which means they are not only hazardous to our health, but they go into the soil and go into our plants, the food that we eat. Ultimately, it depletes the fertility of the soil, And the farmers who are not only growing natural dyes or not, they might be growing anything else, all food crop, cash crop, whatever it is, those synthetic, non-biodegradable, toxic materials are going into our food chain all the time. But in the recent times, due to globalization, the world has become quite sensitive to this, and they are becoming more and more aware to the environmental issues. And through a lot of conventions and discussions, they are taking steps to, stop this or prevent this from happening further. Uh, what is happening due to this is that most of the European countries or Western countries are taking, Mr. Thangakumar said, Ayurvastra from India, because India, even in most of the South Asian countries, including India, used to have these rich culture and indigenous practice of natural dyeing since time immemorial. So after only 1800s, only synthetic, dyes came into being, and then they started flooding the market because they were cheap, because they could be industrialized, because they were easy to produce. But with the recent awareness about sustainable textiles, people are coming back to it. People are trying to revive natural dyeing. In India, there's a huge market for it. um, the Western countries are taking a lot of these natural dyes, and natural dyed textiles are being exported to those countries. But I feel the problem is that India, being the sixth largest economy in the world, in India itself, with such a huge population, the Indian citizens don't value natural dyed products. There is very less awareness about it, which I feel is a huge hindrance in the growth of natural dyes, because like Mr. Thanga Kumar also said, that most of his products gets exported, whereas being citizens of such a large economy, we should have had the capacity, because it is getting produced right here. So why don't we take it up? Why don't we promote it? Why don't we as consumers use it? Because no matter, I feel, no matter what, how much ever effort we put into making these natural dyed textiles, we can only export so much to the Western countries. And then there again, not every small company, or not every small or medium scale enterprise can afford to do it. I, for example, my brand is a quite small, it's a micro enterprise, I would say. And I am practicing the art of natural dyeing. But honestly, I haven't had a good market here in India, because it is very difficult to educate people. People are not aware about natural dyeing. Also, they do not appreciate the effort that goes into the extraction of natural dyeing, because we do everything by hand. Unfortunately, we do not have a sort of industrialized or mechanized system like Mr. Thanga Kumar. So we have to do everything by hand. So a lot of effort goes into extracting those natural dyes for to be and to be dyed for the yarns, cotton yarns or silk yarns, and then again woven them in the weaving them in the handloom, and then making our products. So that is sort of a huge problem that I have been facing, and I would like to add that problem to Mr. Thangakumar's already existing list of hurdles that natural dyed fabrics are facing. So this is what I said, that it needs to be widely embraced by people in India and not just in Western countries. Then discussing about some elements of natural dyed textiles, textile industry. The first is the environment part, the second is the economic part, and the third is the social part. Uh, Coming to the environmental part, I would like to say that industrial sustainability indicators in terms of environment can be seen from the aspects of resource use, as in we should be using the resources. Obviously, natural dyes are all from natural resources only, be it plant or minerals. So we should use them in a sustainable manner again, so as not to completely deplete them. Then second thing is the pollution part, where even though there are natural dyes, but sometimes, say for example, while dyeing with indigo, you need to use tuna, which is calcium hydroxide, and sometimes when you discard the wastewater, or after dyeing or rinsing, they might have a bad impact on the soil that you have, that the effluent has been released into. So it is necessary that the water which has been used to dye fabric with natural dyes also need to be treated properly and only then discarded. Next comes the economic part of it. I would say that economic aspects consist of the economic performance, the market share, and the indirect economic impacts. There are a lot of those. Coming to market share, the demand for natural dyes is getting higher slowly, and it can have an opportunity, to grab the market in the textile industry by increasing of value added products, because I feel as a designer that even though you tell someone that it is a natural dyed products, and you tell them about the properties of it, all the goodness of it, and that there is very less there are very less disadvantages of natural dyes, but we as people, we always like to wear, or always like to use something that is aesthetically pleasing also, that looks good on the eye. Because if it's something that is natural dyed, you will have to speak about it, and only then get some attraction from consumers or customers, and only when they come to know about the goodness of the products, only then they will probably think about it. But if you have something which is natural, as well as something that looks really good, then there is an immediate attraction towards the product. There is a higher chances of it selling better. So I feel as a designer that point also needs to be taken in by the textile industry or the fashion industry, that because when I had started the journey of natural dyeing, a lot of people that I met with and talked with, they usually had this idea in their mind that something that is naturally dyed is boring, is quite bland, but it is not so. Let me just show you the website, my website, in which we have, can you see the screen?
It's visual. Okay.
Yes. So these are the products that we have made by natural dyes, and we have embellished. We have done hand embroidery on them. So there is a lot of value addition to the products. Not only are they healthy and good for your skin and natural health, because they are naturally dyed, but also they are aesthetically pleasing. So I guess once people start seeing this, that natural dye products don't need to be boring, I think they will understand that they will wear something or buy something that is naturally dyed with pride. Coming back to the presentation.
Please use the slideshow, ma'am.
Yeah.
You'll have to press that button slide.
Are you not seeing? I have actually done that, but
Okay.
can you see it now?
We can see it, but then we can see the rest of the list also. But don't worry, go ahead, please.
Oh, I wonder why, because I shared it from the. I've done the slideshow, but I wonder on my
Please go
screen
ahead.
it is showing as a slideshow. I don't know
Don't
why.
worry, don't worry. Please go ahead.
Okay, okay. Right. So okay. Coming to my next slide, I would like to discuss the benefits of natural dye. Again, I like to speed it up a little bit because my previous speaker had already spoken in length about it. Benefits of natural dyes, that it's environment friendly, it's biodegradable, safe for the skin. And although there's one point which says that provides employment for artisans, which is true, but like Mr. Thangakumar said, that there is a dearth of new handloom weavers, and hence also there's a dearth of people who are skilled enough to be extracting colors and who are skilled in the natural dyeing process. So this point is probably a little debatable. Then again, another point is that it has unique colors, which is true. But again, this sometimes becomes a disadvantage also for natural dyes, because natural dyes are very sensitive, mostly very pH sensitive. And there are very specific types of instructions that you have to follow for the care of these fabrics which are naturally dyed. Usually you cannot be using harsh detergents. You have to use very mild detergents or wash it only with cold water, preferably not iron it on the front side, iron it on the reverse side. No citrus. Most of these natural dyes also react with acids and alkalis even after being dyed. And so we also have to be careful about bringing any alkali or acidic material near it, because any spillage on that particular naturally dyed fabric might cause a change in color or shade, or even spotting sometimes. Then another benefit is that it has antimicrobial properties, antifungal properties. We during the peak of COVID, we were making these masks which were dyed in neem, and it did quite well. So right now, not many people are wearing masks, so we have kind of stopped making those. But those are the products that did very well. These are some of the fabrics that we have dyed in natural dyes. The first one you can see is from the pomegranate rind. Second one from marigold. Then we have dyed from onion peels, from something called. Then the red ones are dyed in manjista roots, or also called madder roots. But there are several constraints also for natural dyeing, because not all the natural resources are available everywhere. Like for example, it is very easy for me to find myrobalan, because it's a local plant here. We can easily find it in the vegetation in here in Northeast. Same goes for pomegranate and marigold. But when it comes to madder root or sapanwood, these are even indigo, These are the dyes that I have to buy from other suppliers in different parts of India. Yes, coming to one more point where Mr. Thangakumar also said that we must make sure that we use the dyes which are locally and regionally available, and also make sure that there are a lot of natural resources which just go to waste, and instead of them going to waste, we could use up that waste. So we already practice that here. We go to we visit temples in every 2 days, alternate days, and we collect the marigold flowers, and there's another flower called butterfly pea flower. So we collect these flowers. We also collect this tender coconut shells, and we make dyes from them. So we collect all those waste, which all those things which would have been, just gone to waste, and we collect those regularly, and we make our dyes from those. Coming back to the slide, I'd like to say that even in the midst of so many constraints, um, handloom is still playing a very vital role, and its presence in the Indian economy is quite indispensable actually. In the present day, the handloom sector is known for its heritage and tradition of excellent craftsmanship, but due to several limitations that the handloom sector is facing, it's facing a lot of competition from the powerloom sector, majorly because handloom fabrics are, it's mostly slow fashion. It takes time. It is done by artisans, and it's not done by machines themselves. So the cost is also more. And people, due to globalization, and also due to, having higher purchase parity, and the increase of fast fashion, people are discarding their clothes more often rather than valuing them. And hence, power looms give them this opportunity to do this particular abomination, sort of, because they are making products which are very, very cheap, and people nowadays want very cheap products, which obviously the handloom sector is not able to compete with. Now the opportunities in this sector is that we have to try to revive our handloom sectors by producing value added products, which again can be a combination of naturally dyed yarns or naturally dyed fabrics, and making something aesthetically pleasing with it. But it should also be done in a new scientific approach, done with a new scientific approach. And the dyers or the people who practice this natural dyeing, they should be aware and cautious about the quality of water, and also take care that they do not overuse these natural resources, because again then the same thing will happen, because we'll be depleting the natural resources that the earth has provided us, and the whole purpose of actually preserving the environment will get lost. The challenges are that in this particular purpose, challenges of the particular purpose of maintaining sustainability in handloom sector through natural dyes is that, number one, that the textile industry and the fashion industry is very fast paced, meaning people keep on wanting something new every now and then. They want fast fashion, and if you have to give something fast and cheap, you have to compromise with the quality or compromise with the ethical practices. So that becomes a challenge in the handloom sector, because you cannot afford to do it. Then there is a problem of inadequate infrastructure and cost of raw materials, because natural dyes, at least in this point of time, they come quite expensive. I hope in future, when more people start embracing natural dyed products, they will, start automatically the price will reduce because the consumers will increase. Then fourth point is that there is a lack of skilled labor. And this has also been mentioned by Mr. Thangakumar. Sourcing sustainable raw materials locally. Like I already said that we source our raw materials mostly from the nearby places, from temples, or from these vendors. In summers, there are these vendors selling tender coconut water. So we get our tender coconut, the shells from them. But when it comes to sourcing something like indigo or other natural dyes which are not available in the Northeast, we have to go ahead and buy them from other suppliers in the rest of India. And that process is also quite expensive. The next point is the color payoff, which I have already spoken about a bit. Although natural dyes give a huge plethora of colors, but it is still not able to compete with synthetic colors, because synthetic colors, they can give you a much wider range of shades. And plus with natural dyed fabrics, you have to be really careful because they are very pH sensitive and they kind of change colors, and they also fade quite easily and much faster than synthetic colors. Then the last is the waste management, which also needs a lot of care and research. In fact, even we as a company, we have not been able to completely manage our wastewater. So that becomes a huge hurdle as of now. This is all that I had to speak about. I would like to end my presentation here. I hope, because I see that Mr. Thangakumar had already explained a huge part of the topic. So I feel that I need not do that again. And thank you everyone for listening to me, for giving me an opportunity on this very prestigious platform, and on the day of National Handloom Day. I feel very privileged. Thank you everyone. And I'm very sorry to be leaving without being able to hear the other speakers, but I have something urgent to attend to, so I will be leaving. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Madam Samriddhi ji, for your kind presentation.
Sir, if I may ask one more thing, I wanted to get the contact details of Mr. Thangakumar. Is that possible?
Hello, Sangamitra madam. I'm in the line only. Hello.
Yes,
You are hearing? Yes.
I would like to request all the participants, all the newcomers, please put your contact number in the chat box so that it will be in our record, and we will also in position to contact as and when we require.
Sangamitra, you are hearing me now?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
Actually, I was listening to your presentation because see, you have a lot of positive, because you are already initiated and you became a member of our family, of Natural Dye family. But what I'm seeing is that what I'm seeing in your talk is that you are that marketing strategy and the coordination of the market and our natural dyeing, your product, something is missing. That is why you are planning, you are not successful like that. But we also faced all this initially for past not only 1 or 2 years, 10 years we have faced this. But now we are actually very successful in not only developing natural dyeing, but also our weaver and other community. And I have some 5 people associate who are doing a lot in this industry. And I'm also very much coordinating with the existing education institution also, like this Forest College, Agriculture University,
Right,
these
sir.
PhD colleges, and now the NIFTY TA.
Right.
These some incubation activities. So we are going on the research, and because we are waging a war against a big enemy, synthetic dye. Okay, so
Right,
we are waging a different type of, and we all are. If we join together, we can have the fight. That is what I.
Right, sir. Thank you.
You
Sir,
individually.
I have a lot to learn from you actually, because I have just started and you are already a veteran in this. So if you can please put your contact details on the chat box, I would like to connect with you to learn more and maybe collaborate, and we'll see what we can do together.
Yeah, sure. Actually, you are already, you have made it. Only thing is we have to, because you are fighting individually, it will be hard. If you fight as a team, then only we can come out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right now, actually, it is becoming very difficult for me because we have a very, very small team. We are just 3 people, and we are doing the dyeing also. We are doing designing, production, everything. So it becomes very difficult for us.
Yes, sir. For information, see what I did, I was fighting you individually, but I'm not able to win the war. Then I added, you see, 2 engineers they are from the weaving community. They are from a Chettiar community. They know how to weave. So I make use of them, dyed the yarn and gave to them, and they have taken a very huge market. Now I think they are the largest exporter in natural textile in India. So they have made like that.
Okay.
They are Prem and Ashok.
Madam sorry to interrupt you. Madam Samriddhi, if you are leaving just now, so yeah, it's another thing that you will be busy somewhere. But if you keep on continuing with this webinar unto the last, there may be some queries which are to be answered by you. And you may also having some suggestions out of listening other persons also. So this panel discussion will start when our last guest speaker will also complete their presentation. So I think you along with Mr. Thankumar ji, you are almost familiar because doing for the same cause. So let me allow to invite our next speaker, and we will all be enlightened with his presentation also. Thank you so much. Thank you for your nice presentation. You also touched the area. You also touched the area of mask itself. And as far as this textiles, our herbal or organic is concerned, of course it is costing a lot. But there are so many things which are important in this field, and especially when we talk about Ayurvedic system of medicine. If you like to see me, I've got a magazine of 1997. And our professor of Devgun, he wrote a letter, whole article over the all the articles, all the preparations which are giving the tanning factor. So I would like to quote this at the last and send the picture of that. Almost 20 items are there, including Palash, Daru Hydra, Bilv, Babul, Khadir, and Amla, Dalim, Kampillak. I'll give the names also with the family. So it is there. If it is collected from North India or anywhere, it is almost 25. So your purpose will solve a little bit economically. So we will discuss in the discussion time. Right now, we will like to invite our next guest speaker. Thank you so much. You please keep on joining on other webinars today also. Thank you. Thank you. Dr. Pawanji, I'll request you to please invite our today's next guest speaker. If you are in connection, yes. You please invite our next speaker.
I would like to invite from his team, because next I don't know. Kindly invite. I am taking the.
No problem. I'll do it. I'm here to see that our next speaker in this connection. If she has joined is Miss Anisha Khilyani from Bengaluru, founder director, Organic Symmetry Design Consultant, Charakha Women Cooperative Society, Bengaluru. Miss Anisha Khilyani is there. Hello, Namaskar. Miss Anisha Khilyani is here. You are supposed to present your talk, your guest lecture in the same sequence. And the other person is Dr. Bhuvan C, Assistant Professor, Postgraduate College, Department of Zoology, Coordinator of IQAC, Nagaon College, Nagaon. Are you here, please? And the next speaker of our today's webinar is Dr. Mrs. Dipali Devi, Senior Scientist, retired, Seri Biotech Unit, Institute of Advanced Study in Science and Technology, Guwahati. Madam, you are here? Dr. Mrs. Dipali Devi, Dr. Bhuvan, and Miss Anisha Khilyani from Bengaluru. I'll just check it in the joining box. I think
kindly make the session open. I am trying to connect the speaker, sir.
okay. I think this will be better. As and when our rest of the guest speakers will join, I will stop there and invite to and will request him to talk. So first of all, I would like to say that since we have received 2 guest speakers presentation, where the Parul is very much there here from Gandhinagar, I think in the same continuation, being our lady participant, she would also throw some light over the presentation of our 2 guest speakers and along with some her own innovative ideas. Where the Parul Joshi is here. Namaskar, you are invited to present your comments and suggestions, and if your doubts are there, our speakers are there to meet out the problems. Where the Parul Joshi?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please join us.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you.
I'm joining, sir.
Yes, please. Yes,
I'm sending my PPT.
Okay,
Sir,
okay.
it's a very interesting subject and it has a very wide effects on general health and what both the speakers said on global health and on our economic health also. So it's a very wide subject, and that's why I requested that please grant me some time so that I can speak on it, because don't know how, but my sixth sense said that I need to talk of IRES on this platform, though it is handloom, but
luckily,
is everywhere in every aspect of life.
And luckily, I invited you in the same manner because I found that since 2 speakers there, and I was taking a round regarding the rest of our guest speakers, and I found that they are not there in, by now in the platform. So I found lucky enough to have a call for you. So it's my pleasure that you are not only prepared but prepared with your PPT. What more we can dream. So thank you so much. Please continue.
It's my favorite topic because clothes are thought to be for decorating the body and for modeling and all that. It's not only that we need fibers for so many uses. Our life is very much attached with fibers and cotton and all that. But by fiber, we have understood that it's cotton or jute or silk, something like that. It is not so. There are so many plants which were used, as you rightly said, Bhojpatra and all that. Yeah. Those things were used by our ancients because our motto was Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, and we used to use everything which we got from Prakriti So we used to see that Prakriti Dohan happens, but we don't disturb the Prakriti or we don't create a chaos. That was the way our Purva Purusha used to live and make and see that, confirm that the second generation or the coming generations also follow the same thing. We used to use silk mostly in our puja sthana or in our rasoi. Why was silk used so much? And now the present science says that just not looking at how we are boiling those cocoons there, but it has a magnetic effect. And because of that magnetic effect, so many bacteria, fungi, and viruses stay away from the person who is wearing that silk cloth. So that tradition of wearing silk at two places, one is Rasoiga, that is kitchen. This is not the modern kitchen. Our kitchen used to be very scientific. And second is Puja Sthanam. So in Puja Sthana, a person has to be mentally also fresh and healthy. So that magnetic effect makes a person concentrate on the puja and not think of what's going on around or on what he wants extra. So all these things were taken into consider, and our factors, our forefathers used to say that we need to look at every aspect of our life so that we don't create chaos for the ecological balance that Prakriti has made for us. So what I was telling is cotton, jute, coir, silk cotton, hemp, flax. These are all the things that are mainly discussed in today's time. But textiles stand alone as an unfinished product, or they can combine with other materials to create something different. While fabric is mainly an ingredient mixed with other materials, creating the finished product. So if I'm talking of fabric, is different from textile. Only textile is different and only fabric is different. Another slide. What is a textile? Any cloth or goods produced by weaving, knitting, or felting a material as a fiber. Is my slide open? Is it clear?
It's clear, ma'am, clear.
Okay. Knitting or felting a material or a fiber or yarn used in or suitable for weaving. So whatever thing that can be converted into a fiber can be used as in a textile. You can see here that photograph shows the way they have been pestled and put to get dry so that those fibers can be used. How do we get fibers from plants? There are chemical analysis, and this chemical analysis, see, you can see wood tissue contains cellulose fiber. There's cellulose fiber, microfibril, that gets converted into fibers, and those fibers are used in textiles. So cotton, hemp, jute, flax, remi, sisal, pegasri, these are coming from outside India. We Indians had our own plants which used to be used as fibers, and those plants are now either not used or they are extinct. That is the question or a samasya today, and we need to focus on them. See, jute. We use jute mainly for packaging industry, but there was a time when a political party used jute as cloth, and those party people used to wear only jute cloth. And at the time, people had started using jute, and the handloom had started producing jute cloth and colored jute cloth. And that jute cloth was used by people. So if politics try, all people in politics try to see that these natural Indian fibers are used, and if they wear it, for example, as our PM uses khadi, the same way this jute and Gravia optiva and this palm leaves, we are seeing in the next slide also, the whole palm plant can be used as a fiber. See here, this all from the net. Stem fibers, they are all, see, at least there are 3, 3, 6, 3, 12 and 2, 15 fibers. Leaf fibers, there are 5. Seed fibers, here cotton, coir, milkweed only. We have so many more seed fibers, and we need to talk on them, and we need to, that sense, because we are having monsoon season at present, we need to sow these seeds so that we can have those plants or trees, and we can ask our farmers or these people who are working on this fibers and textiles to have them develop handloom and all that. Yes, one thing I wanted to say over here was, my friend was a teacher in a school in Ahmedabad. She got voluntary retirement and went to US. From there, she learned that there are these natural fibers which are wanted by Americans over there. She came here, talked to people over here in Ahmedabad. It's a city, metropolitan city. She talked to people over here. People said, not only Americans, we Indians, we Gujaratis also want natural fibers. We are fed up of this cotton and jute and silk. We want other fibers also. She went for other fibers. She went for herbal barks, as we used to say, kashai. That cloth was used, called kashai, and those sannyasis used to wear them. So she manufactured them, and amazingly, in only 2 months, she came to such a stand that Amazon contacted them, and Amazon has put their products on Amazon, and the products are just being sold like pancakes. And they are earning so nicely, and they are so happy because they wanted our Indian culture to be propagated. So, and they are manufacturing so many things from these natural fibers, all made by simple people who don't even know how to sew things. I bought something from her and I saw the stitching pattern and all that, so crude, but people are still buying, saying we want to promote you. So why waiting for the government to help us? Why can't we do like what my friend did, Janki Pandit, her name is, and her trade name is Janaki. She's on Amazon. Fabrics that are injurious to humans and earth. This is from the net, the 5 most toxic fibers to use if you want to kill the planet. Which 5 fibers? Polyester, rayon, acrylic, nylon, acetate. Since these are promoted by the so-called wealthy countries, they are cheap. That's why we need to fight them the way Ahmedabadis are fighting, the Gujaratis are fighting. See, this, you can see these are all, I'm sorry. You can see here that during COVID, this has happened, it's a case study. This happened in South India itself. The plantain tree, the bark was taken up and they were put into fibers, and you can see that masks have been prepared from banana, that is plantain tree. See, you can see here, this kevda we call it, that plant leaves are used as fibers. This is shalmali. I want to talk on this also because it's my subject. Taking care of the baby is very much needed, and cotton is very hot for the baby. This shalmali is very important and it's very good for the baby. So when you are preparing a bedding for from Shalmali cotton. It's also called cotton because it looks like cotton. So Shalmali cotton bed is made and the baby is put there. The baby never develops any type of boils or all that because the baby doesn't get heat. And the bed is so comfortable, unlike the cotton, pure cotton thing, it never, Shalmali cotton does not get clotted. So you don't have to put it there for purifying it and see that the fibers are separated and that clots are removed and so that it becomes comfortable to sleep. Another thing that because of the AC in every home and every hospital, we have to opt for polyester fabrics for our beddings. Now, these polyester fabrics will disturb the skin, as was rightly said by the first speaker. The skin is very much needed to remain open and that sweating should be absorbed directly. So these polyester things do not help the skin, and that's why whoever has to remain in such bed for a long time develops kidney problems. The main cause is the skin functioning has been disturbed, so the kidney has to work extra and the already weak body responds that way. So these are examples which have happened during COVID. That is the last 2.5 years, we can say frankly. These are the fiber. There are at least 60 things put on the net saying that either these are the fibers from the stem, these are fibers from the leaves, these are fibers from the seed, these are fibers from the extra seed things, all that. So there is one, they have prepared fiber from lotus stalk, that lotus silk, and it's very much like, as I have put the figure there, it's very much like our own silk. It's lotus. So those who don't want to boil those cocoons can go for lotus silk. And for that, if we plant lotus, we, at least Ayurvedic people, can benefit from lotus. The flower, the fruits, the stems are very much needed for our Ayurvedic medicines. The lotus pond is very much needed by the surgeons for preparing leeches, farming leeches. So this lotus silk is a wonderful thing, and I think we need to go ahead on it. Coir, the fiber made from coconut husk, has been forgotten, just forgotten. People have put jute and plastic and all that over there. This coir thread was used to prepare bed. We are preparing bed from wood at present. Our ancients used to have charpai, so only 4 legs and a lakdi beech mein rahega, and they used to put that coir thread over it, and because of that coir thread, it used to remain spongy. But because of that tense binding of the coir thread, the spine used to remain straight and no spinal injury used to occur. In the present time, spring bed or this foam bed, the spring effect is there, but that spring effect disturbs the spine and thus disturbs the sleep. So as the first speaker rightly said, disturbed sleep disturbs many things. It has a big economical disturbance also. So why am I talking about coir thread here, that coir bed here? Because in a coir bed, when we are going to sleep, our skin cells fall. They just keep on falling. Shiryate anena iti shariram. Same way, our body skin cells keep on decomposing and leaving the body. Those decomposed cells remain in our bed. In the present way, we have framing the bed, that wooden bed, those scales remain there and mites come to eat them, and those mites disturb the skin health. But in a coir bed, that does not happen, because every evening the bed was prepared. Every morning, Brahma Muhurat, the bed was taken away and the bedding was put in its place. Every year, 2 times, those bedding were put in the sun, heated in the sun, and so whatever mites were left were burned by the sun. That was a wonderful way of taking care of our skin, that way our health, and those beds were cost effective. And that coir fiber used to be changed every 3-4 months. So every time the person had a new bed, and did not disturb neither the cervical vertebra, nor the prishఠવંશ, nor any legs or hands. People could sleep very soundly in those beds. The same coir fabric is useful in baby bed also. झूला बनाते हैं, उसमें अगर हम इसका यूज करें, it's going to give wonderful result. Effect of yarn on human health. The yarn should be of absorbent materials. It can be coarse. A coarse fabric does not disturb the skin or does not create soreness of the skin. Contrary to that, a coarse material rubs the skin of the scaly cells and keeps the skin healthy. And without understanding that, we have gone for all this. And those speakers, if they are seeing, they can see that we have just changed the way of dyeing, and that way, as rightly said, that way is disturbing the absorbent capacity of the yarn. I had written a blog about 10 years before on toxic effects of yarn and the color. I got a book on toxic effects and I read it, and they said the red color, the yellow color, the dark green, that is called bottle green color, they have very negative effect on our skin, because our skin reacts very badly to them, negatively responds. And because of that, the person who wears them faces multiple toxic effects. So even in a handloom, even in a natural yarn, if the color is not natural or good, then those colors are going to disturb the skin. They also disturb the psyche. They also disturb the behavior of the person. Every time, whenever my students, I can come to know that this boy or this girl is very aggressive by nature, I tell them, don't wear red color or black color. In a pregnant woman, I always say, don't wear a black color, as Kashyap has said. So those fabric colors have a lasting effect on our psyche, and that disturbs our behavior also, our way of thinking, our way of behaving with others in the society, behaving with our own self. So I think we need to think over this also, that the colors which we are choosing, the combination of the colors, why bold colors always? In a child, you never use a bold color because the child feels uneasy. The child has just come from a very comfort zone. There is so much noise outside. The child needs to accommodate with the new environment, and you're putting those dark colors around the child. So those colors are not to be used in children, in pregnant women, menstruating women. In fact, in menstruating women, the Acharya has said, use white color. So my students always comment, each new batch says that why, how can we use white color when we are in menstruation? So I say, you keep yourself pious. You feel you are healthy. You feel you are pure. No, ma'am, we can't risk it, because they don't know how to use their pads. And that has to be taught by their mother or the elders in the family. And that is not going on. So they are atikraming or not listening to what the acharyas are saying and why they are saying. So fabric colors matter too much. And old age people start using dark, bold colors. And those bold colors disturb the psyche because they are supposed to go from vanaprastha to sannyasa. They cannot afford using bold colors. But without understanding I like it, so I will do it. No, it's not so. I like it because I want to remain healthy and my health is dependent on all this. I will understand it and I will follow it. That's it. What has to be spoken by everyone, every part of the society, not only Ayurvedic people. Thank you. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Pavan sir. Thank you, Agnihotri sir. And thank you, everybody, for giving me a chance to share my feelings. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Parul Joshi ji. Wonderful. I was never expecting that we are so ready with your PPT on today's topic, though it has been a favorite topic for you. I searched you today as a next speaker, as our speakers were not traceable after two speakers. So it's really our pleasure, and we are lucky enough to have you and your all vision. Surprisingly, you talked about all these sectors where Ayurveda speaks a lot regarding the staining, I mean the dyeing purpose, also the stuff fabric itself, and also its indications in during every age, during every status of body, male and female, elderly, you touched all the sectors. Even you touched the behavioral part also, how it affects and it gets disturbed out of the opposite colors and non-favorable colors are used. So they should be used as per the individual's temperament. That again reflects a thought of our Prakriti. So doshal Prakriti, since it is important for the body, stamina, healthy and mental status, it also be managed with the use of the fabrics and the color. That's why in Ritucharya it is also talked that in during which season, which of the stuff, which of the fiber is to be used, cotton, silk, woolen, and that too of which color. Thank you so much for your wonderful presentation and contribution. You became not only the our third say guest speaker in the cricket team. It is known as the substitute or the stepney, but you played just like opener because you came from Ayurvedic section. So you boldly established the Ayurvedic phenomenon regarding this issue. Thank you so much. Over to Pawan sir, if you are comfortable to say something.
Can we open, sir?
Yeah, then even this panel discussion is open, and I found a wonderful contribution from our respected Madam Parul Joshi from her approach.
She is great as always. She is great.
She was as ready as if she should be there in our flags and banner that she is one of our guest speakers. Anyway, she did a lot and she completed our desire in that way. All appreciations in her favor, and a great message to all our Ayurvedic fraternity, may it be student, teacher, practitioners, researchers, or Ayurved lover. They all also supposed to learn things from the stuff Madam Joshi presented to our webinar. Now, since Dr. Pavanji declared that the session is open and we have got only hardly 25 minutes before our consecutive next webinar on Maharshi Charak Jayanti Mahotsav. So, without wasting any time, I think those who are the new faces and joined today under the guidance of our Thongmaji, along with his whole students team, anyone would like to add on something is invited. So voluntarily, either he or she can raise the hand or can open his mic and start with, please. Mr. Perisomi, sir, if you are.
Yeah. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Yes, sir.
It was a wonderful presentation by all the speakers. I thank all the organizers also for motivating these paternity in Ayurvedic and also these natural dyes, particularly in these handloom days. So here, I would like to talk about the support extended by the incubation center, AIC NIPTT Incubation Center, supported by Atal Innovation Mission, Niti Aayog Government of India. In fact, we have all the Dr. Sabana is there, our Kumar is there, and they have been doing. And if you see the natural dyeing, they have been doing by extracting the solutions from herbal plant and other things. And when we interacted with some of the buyers, they would like to import these dye stuffs from in India because they have been doing the natural dyes and other places also. So in that context, what we have done, we have made a small facility for extracting these natural dyes in powder form, so that the people can preserve it and also they can use it as their life. And one of the speakers said, and because we are not able to make a good quantity in the natural dyes, and here we have a process that even for sampling, and we have an incubation center. After extracting the dye stuffs, they can use these 5 kg sample dyeing machine, soft flow dyeing machines, and also for yarn dyeing also we have a facility. And doing the bulk quantity, they will be able to do in soft flow machines also, even in a bulk quantity. So it is quite possible in Tirupur, and we extend the facility. Then coming to this support by the government. In fact, yesterday I had a good interactions with Sri Rajesh Kumar Pathak, the Secretary of Technology Development Board, and also the Department of Science and Technology, and Madam Roop Rashi, IA, and his Textile Commissioner. So we told about the problem faced by these natural dye people. And so here, the government is supporting in so many ways. So maybe for developing this natural dye innovative product, incubation center gives a grant to the tune of even 20 lakhs, and also the loan is given at very, very attractive rate of government interest rate, and also the support is given for establishing the factory. And if at all 2-3 natural dyes join together, if they take a bulk order, and this technology development board is ready to help by way of a grant in big amount. Even yesterday, so I came to know that the industry, like the grasim industry, they have got, because of the sustainable textiles, more than 500 crores from the government. So in this way, and all these people already, Mr. Sabana Agaman Kumar and the Forest College, they have had this consortium. So I would like to invite all the interested people to join, and so that we'll be able to represent to the government know what exactly we need for the development of natural dyes. One of the interesting thing is, now most of the buyers we interact, and they are able to they insist that they will be sourcing material that fit for landfill. Now all the synthetic dyes, and it is very difficult for them to source in future, because it cannot be disposed in land or in other way. So the natural dyeing is having a good future, but now we should go in big quantity of raw material for that. We have been arranging this producer company amongst the farmers. And also, as the third speaker rightly pointed out regarding different material, raw material. So very interesting things, our incubators, startups have developed a banana fiber. suitable for even knitting, very fine yarn. And this is liked by the these retailers like Nike and Adidas. It's a good way. So I just requested Secretary Technology Development Board. So our startup is ready to establish the business worth of 100 crores. So naturally, if the right project is given, the 50 crores grant, very easily we will be get. So some of the information is really, it's not reaching the beneficiaries. And I thank once again this organizer for having this wonderful subject for the for general users. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, Dr. Mr. Periswamy, sir. It's a great pleasure that we got so many suggestions from you, and also an encouragement that those who are working in this field, they should come together. They should be invited with your platform along with Dhangaji, and this will go a long way. And then it will be a combined strength to move towards the government concept. And definitely government will see the matter, and that because it is a matter of human safety, human health. Very good. And after your suggestions, I would like to invite our Savanayam Sam P sir, because he has been a backbone rather to all this thing as right from the very beginning. Our Thangma Kumarji talked about him, and he just made a small introduction. So it will be a pleasure to have good suggestions and benedictions from Swanam sir. Please do join us. Thank you so much. Namaskar.
Thank you. Namaskar.
Swanam sir, please. Your voice is just.
Can you hear me?
Voice is, yes. Yes, please join us. Yes.
Hear me now?
Namaskar, ji. Yes, sir.
Hello. Sir, are you able to hear me?
Yes, you're just a fragmented voice is coming. You see, there might be some net problem, little bit. Hello. म्यूट हैं आप, प्लीज अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ. अभी माइक आपका म्यूट है, प्लीज अनम्यूट द माइक. नो अनम्यूट करिए. यस.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
So much time. Well, my name is Sabana Igam and I am from Erode. I thank Tanga Kumar for inviting me here and the organizers so much for taking this subject which is so dear to us to a very on a national scale. And I also thank Mr. Periswamy, the CEO of Atal Incubation Center, for being here, because he is like Krishna to us. He is the chariot rider who is a Sarathi who is taking this vehicle to some logical conclusion. I have spent about 25 years plus in research of natural dyes. And I am also, I think I'm carrying the legacy of my guru, Sri Chandramouli ji, who had 40 years of experience when he taught me natural dyeing in 1995. So my mandate is to do natural dyeing at industrial scale and not to compete with the craftsmen. My idea is that greed for color has resulted in so much pollution. So we want to be want to set a direction to become successful in natural dyeing so that people will copy us and follow us. So the logic of textile color in the eyes of designers is what I'm trying to concentrate on. The cost of recovery of soil and water as against the cost of product of a nil liable, textile is what I am working on. So we've been very, very successful, and we have done very well in terms of, coming up, overcoming the problems due to mentioned like washing, spillage, and these problems have been overcome, and we have adequately addressed the problems of synthetic dyeing, and that is the synthetic mordants, and we use only natural mordants. But there are issues like light fastness, color reproducibility, matching of exact colors, etc., for which a different approach or attitude is required from the user. Acceptance of color that nature can give is our motto. So we are looking at changing the idea of a designer. Design is a major input to offset these issues. So access to appropriate technology and capital to see, and government now will fall in line, I'm sure. So I thank everyone for coming up here to talk about this subject. I'm sure more discussions will be taken up, countrywide and worldwide, so that people become more aware about the problems of synthetic dyes and the threat that it poses to the life forms on Earth. So I thank all the speakers for being here and for touching this subject. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Samananji. It's really great pleasure that this sector is also of great value. Going for the fabrics, going for the textiles, going from the textiles coming from the natural source, along with dyeing of these textile fibers with the help of the natural herbal sources is very, very important, very vital. And it is always healthy and meritorious as far as the health is concerned. So everybody's concern, everybody's concentration, along with the government's concentration should be there for the promotion and for the upliftment of this concept. We are so lucky that persons like your experience, like 25 years experience or 40 years experience, are paying full attention and making their efforts all the way to carry on this thing with the weight of that day when it will come in a legal manner, and the government will come forward to recognize it and pay full attention, so that the desire of our Indian ladies, along with that, Madam Parul Joshi was telling that foreigners, they are inclined much more regarding the, say, Indian textiles, Indian coloring system and safe system be at top. So we are waiting for that world. And here I would like to quote one thing. I am belonging from Uttarakhand. So this is the text where the things from Uttarakhand, herbal sources from Uttarakhand is there. I have just sent that the photocopy of is here. Our teacher, who was belonging to the Dargun department, he enumerated, say, 25 items. I'll just quote a few one. The Khadir, Khair, Acacia catechu, family Leguminosae. Then Babul, Acacia catechu, family Leguminosae. Again, Wilbur, family Rutaceae. Then Daru Haridra, Kelbola, Berberis aristata. Palash, Butea monosperma. Haldi, Curcuma longa. And again, Tok, Dalchini, Cinnamon. Again, Tun, Cinderella tuna. Brajbhanga, that is Destisca cannabis mina. Then Shati Kachur, Kachri, Hydigium specticum. Then Pasa Alusa, Adetoda Vaseca, Madyanti Mendi, Locimnia interium. And then Campillak, Melotus felipalensis, Dali Manar, Unisi gentum, and Harsingar Padiat, Nestencum ervotrices. Amalki, Phalanthus umbilica. And again, our Shale, Chalila, Vermilium perlata, Manjistha, Rubia cordifolia, Thanere, Gelu, Texas, Pacara, Haritki, Terminalia chibule, Bivitak, Terminalia belerica, and Dhatki, Woodforlia fabulosi, Patfal, Kaifal, Maiska, Negi, Akshota, Akhrot, Genuina resia, Ballatak Vilapa, Semicarpus, Enocardium. These 25 herbs are there. Their derivatives are very much helpful for staining, for tanning, and for the purpose of dyeing. See, as our first speaker told that chemical tanning, chemical dyeing, and with the help of the synthetic, all these, they are no doubt they are staining the fibers, but they are giving gallons of water polluted, and that is reaching to the main rivers, Ganges, even Kanpur, where the leather work is going on. So many tannin mixed water is there, and Ganga is being polluted, and it is completely suicidal for the creatures there in the water. So when the frog, earthworm, and others are responsible for purifying the water and also making their efforts, they are being simply put to death simply because of this synthetic chemicals which are reaching to the our nearby ponds and rivers and all that. So thank you so much your contribution. I think this much experience will definitely reach to a point where government will have to have this idea in their consideration, and we do hope so that you will make your efforts in this direction. Now I would like to call any other participant, those who are there, like Cannon, Mr. Cannon is there. Any person from the team of our Dhangela ji, if he joins, it will be our pleasure. And ultimately, Shilpa ji is there, and one Shiva is there. So any one of you just take the benefit of this platform. Prabhu Shankar is also there. Previously, our Somanis have joined at early hours. If persons are not coming voluntarily, I would like to call our respected Domaji so that he will also say something from Telangana, Hyderabad side, and we are left with hardly 5-7 minutes to start our new webinar. So I am inviting our respected Jagdish Domaji, if he is having any experience or suggestion in the field of the dyeing and the fabrics and textiles, you please come with your some thoughts. Respected Dr. Domaji. You are here in our platform.
Yes
sir. Yes, sir. Namaskar, sir.
नमस्कार अग्निहोत्री जी, सभी को मेरा विनम्र प्रणाम। मुझे इतना टेक्सटाइल इंडस्ट्री में उतना जानकारी नहीं है, लेकिन जहां कहीं भी या पहले से भी ये वो लोगों के व्यवहार में और अनुसरण में ये था। Should I speak in English?
Yeah, sure. चलेगा इंग्लिश चलेगा।
नहीं, अभी मैं हिंदी में बात करूं कि इंग्लिश में बात करूं?
आप इंग्लिश प्लीज डू गो, यू मे गो as per your choice, because our other learned speakers are presented their papers in English, so it is better if you go for English. We will all understand.
Okay. As far as the practice was concerned, right from the human era, where the people were clad with some leaves and other things and like that, it is certainly was being adapted only according to the climatic condition. For example, it was not so necessary in South India, even in summer, even in winter also, we don't have much cold as of north. Likely, it is practiced here at for example, I will give one reference that whenever a Pandit does some function and puja and all these things, they won't wear upper clothes, that means shirt or anything. If we observe very particularly who are at Kedarnath and all those things, they will be wearing clothes. Simply the human psychology here or the practice and observation is concerned. Why these people, Pandits, being Pandits, they are wearing clothes and performing puja. Like that it will be expressed, because it is practice here in South India. Even at the time of taking meal also, they should not wear upper cloths. And especially during functional worship and all these things, they do not wear upper cloths. Why? Because it is a much hot and place and a rocky place. That is why here we do not need. Whereas if you go in northern India, always, even in Kashi also, whenever on screen and all those things you observe, these people are wearing cloths, and that also woolen cloths, and performing puja. Likely it was the practice. And at the same time, if you refer today of this age, before that, that means the weaving and all those things which had come into force, before that also, they were wearing leather garments. If you take into reference, if you take into consideration, during the Lord Sadashiva period, he was being asked actually by his devotees, how should we decorate during your wedding time? Previous to that, there was no much of reference in Shiva Purana about the decoration of a lady. First, the reference of Shiva Purana comes from Lord Sadashiva, that they should be given such and such garments on the nose and ear and earrings and all those things. They are references, because just to give much importance to the lady and for her beautification, it is the reference. When all this is being expressed by him for a lady, then the devotees ask, what should we offer to you to wear? Then he says, one to the upper side, another to down from the waist. That usually we observe that both were skins. One is deer skin and another is tiger skin. That much we observe. Why these all reference, just going back to the Puranic age and all these things in Purana? That was mostly simply introduction of the period of that era when the human clad has come into practice. Likely, if today is concerned, in between where my age 71 completed, I came across different arms. Sometime it was the terrain, and thereafter polyester and all those things. These are actually for Indian heritage, or for these people, it is not so relevant and so convenient to wear. Terrain cloth and polyester, it is not much useful in South India due to the hot condition of the climate. But the availability and cheap, just for the consumer usage, it is cheaper than other things. Even people nowadays used to hesitate purchase of cotton. But mostly cotton is much useful to South Indian temperature. But the cotton preparations, proper cotton cloths have become costly, and the polyester or terrain and all these things, they are cheaper than these cloths. That is why people run after that. But while going for ready-made and all these things also, even today's the mixture of cotton and something they are that means introduced in the market, and people are running after. Actually, if we consider according to the health point of view, for entire South India, only the cotton is much useful, not any other. If the same thing is going to refer in North India does not will not be so much convenient with the cotton because they require woolen one due to much cold. Likely, if you go to any textile thing and all these things and the practice, we have to see the climatic condition and their adoption. Likely, if we demand, I say that just now I was saying that Tanga Kumaran's presentation, actually during the performing of asanas and all these yoga practices, one requires the absorption of the heat. That is why one should put such a cloth or bedsheet and all those things, whichever may be, it should be of cotton made, preferably cotton made, nowhere. Otherwise, something that woven with forest side preparations, that can be convenient for yoga practices. Likely, according to the usage or necessity. For example, if you during puja hours, the practice is that no cloth, unless until it is a new one, will be put during observation of some festivities and all those things. Likely, we say that the practice is according to the necessity. According to the necessity. And if at all we consider according to the health point of view, cotton is totally the best item for South India. And for Northern India, you people will be quite knowing that about the woolen. This we have to take into consideration. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And you touched the special, say, idea regarding the use of a particular fabrics, that too as per the geographical situation and condition, as per the altitude. So, of course, in our North India, cold is reaches to its extreme. Resultantly, we also go for woolen. As far as the South India is concerned, there used to be a coastal area. There neither extreme cold nor extreme winter is there, so they can go for any choice as per their demand. One very important thing which I just going to share from our North India side, our almost all the astrologers and great scholars, Pandit, they used to share one more thing. As you told that previously persons were not putting any cloth or clothing over the upper body. You see, they say, and it is in practice, and it feels justified, that even the priest in the great temples and or during the worship and everywhere, as much a person uses the unstitched cloth, it contains a maximum quantity of positive energy. As much the pieces are stitched and made one cloth, there used to be the maximum negative energy. That's why the Purush dhoti, male dhoti, female dhoti, they were all in practice in times immemorial. And not only that, even in the era of Treta Yuga or Dwapar Yuga, even the ladies, they were using the sari or piece of cloth in such a manner, tight in such a manner, that unstitched cloth is still becoming comfortable for the upper part of the body also. Even the newly born child is also given with a square size cloth piece, cotton piece, and made it triangular and tied it. So in that way, if you see the actor and actresses, they were putting in that manner just to maintain the high quality of the positive energy. With these words, I think our previous webinar's time is over. So extending my all regards and respect to all the participants who joined today's webinar, along with the guest speakers, greetings them and so many thanks to them. They touched the great new area and celebrated our National Textile Day with their tie and dye and all fabrics concerned. I would like to say, request Dr. Vishwaprasad Sharma ji to please conclude.
Agnihotriji, the last addition, that the silk preparations, even today, even till today also, the silk preparations are considered as celestial. In performing puja and all these things, if they were not new also, if it is washed one, used one, they are considered to be the sacred one.
Right,
using during puja time.
Right, sir.
Because
yes,
it is coming from the preparation of the that means that insects producing silk. Producing silk.
Sir.
Thank
you, sir. Thank you, sir. Dr. Pawanji is waiting for the next one. Please, Professor Vishwaprasad Sharma, just conclude, please.
Okay, thank you. Namaskar. Sorry for joining late because I was busy with some important family work. So anyhow, today's webinar was most important, natural textile. All the speaker has presented their speech very nicely. Mr. Thanga Kumar and Mrs. Sanghamitra Kolita from Guwahati, she nicely presented her talk. Lastly, Parul Joshiji.
Yes.
She presented her talk very nicely. She gives stress use of white cloth. And she said it is mentioned in our Asajya mention that use of white cloth during menstruation. And she pointed out that people have not to wear dark red color, green color, or yellow color because these have some negative effect. Anyhow, today's seminar was most wonderful. All the speaker has presented their speech very nicely. I offer my sincere thanks from my side. And thank you, V.K. Agnihotriji, for giving me chance to speak few lines. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaskar.
Thank you, sir. With your kind words, now this webinar is reaching to an end, and I hand over this platform to Dr. Pawan Sharma ji for further proceedings. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And thanks to all our dignitaries and all of our participants. Thank you so much. Dr. Pawan Sharma ji.
Hari Om, sir.
Hari Om.
I am unable to understand why Dr. Ajay Kirti Jain is not able to join.
He's not joining.
I am waiting to join him.
Yeah. That's why I just I tried to conclude within 2 minutes. So we can go for the next speaker. If then our Ashish Sharma is our second one from Ujjain, and Saurav SK from Hubli.
एक बार फोन कर लीजिए डॉक्टर साहब.
Yes.
तब तक आप लोग चर्चा जारी रख सकते हैं सर, मैं अरेंज कर।
जी ठीक है सर, ठीक।
Agnihotri ji,
जी सर, जी सर।
as far as color is concerned and dyeing is concerned, that
Yes, sir.
especially it is meant that the white is representing Sattva Guna and the red
Exactly.
is representing Rajoguna. Blood red is representing Rajoguna and the black one is for Tamoguna. Accordingly also, if anybody wear usually of their choice, the blood red one, it is called that usually we interpret that they are much of Rajasika Tattva. likely this dyeing process, if it is concerned, saffron is represented as a sacrificing, त्याग का होता है saffron. In all the references of scriptures and all those things, wherever you go, the saffron represents for sacrifice, त्याग. So, यहाँ पर now the reference I am giving about the dyeing and all these things, actually the consideration is, and the yellow represents for Vaishya. The Vaishya representation, that means what is actually yellow means, it is termed and interpreted as the mixture of blood red and black is considered as yellow. It is not any of mixture, because my Gurudeva, he explained about these colors and their representations. Thank you very much, Agni.
Sir, as far as the yellow color is concerned, it is an independent color. It's not mixture of anything.
No, it is actually, it is not at all be considered, because there are Sattva, Raja, Tama, 3 gunas.
Right.
But whereas the fourth is nothing but the mixture of blood red and black. It is called yellow.
Because
that is the representation of yellow is for Vaishyas.
Yes,
And
because sir, it is in rainbow. It is in Vibgyor. Yellow is the independent color. They are also mentioned. At the same time, yellow for Guru, Brihaspati, or of it is a say international color of Shanti Kunj followers. In our Haridwar, there is the center place. Shanti Kunj followers, they go for yellow color. That too of the Vasant Ritu color. Mustard color, you can say mustard flower of that yellow color, which always there in the season of Vasant Ritu. But as for your information, if we talk in the reference of Sattva, Raja and Tama, so yellow color is the say towards the after it, probably it might be having the merit after white color. It is near to white color in that way. And
not like that, Agnihotri ji. It is clearly referred in his pravachananas that the yellow represents the red, mixture of red and black.
Red and black?
Not white. Yes, red and black. Then it is considered as yellow. And for Vaishya characteristic also, Vaishya characteristic is with karma and at the same time bhukti, bhog karna. Perform doer I and done I. If these 3 are mixed, because if you consider a mind, what is the characteristic of mind? Mind is in consideration of Mahat Tattva, the existence, I feeling is considered Mahat Tattva. I feeling first one, a mind feels that I exist.
Yeah.
Then now I exist when it comes to Rajoguna, doer I. Aham karoti. That is doer I. And then done I in Tamoguna. These 3 gunas are represented in this way. In the same perspective, when the color is considered, then Sattva-guna represents as Brahmagnani.
Now I got the point. Now I got the point. And our speakers are now joining. So we'll go back to our next platform. So I got the point. Guruji decided all these things over the human behavior. You can say pertaining to human behavior. Thank you, sir.
The colors.
Now over to Pawan Sharma ji. Thank you.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, आप सभी का धन्यवाद। Today's subject was also unique, excellent subject, natural textiles. So till Dr. Ajay ji, Dr. Saurav ji, Dr. Ashish ji is joining now. So till now we were discussing about natural textiles. What are the sources and what are the brands now? Ayurvastra, etc. So now to celebrate Bharati Charak Jayanti, we would like to initiate our 424th webinar. I am really grateful to Dr. Ajay Kirti Jain, Dr. Ashish Sharma, and really means without their contribution, this journey could not happen up to this 424th number. So really, thank you very much. Without wasting much time, sorry for technical glitch. I don't know the same link. Link is same. You can compare both the links, but that is showing host is doing another meeting. Saurav is also joining. So welcome Saurav, welcome Ashish, welcome Ajay ji. Now without wasting much time, I would like to invite Dr. Ajay Kirti Jain. Dr. Ajay Kirti Jain on Charak. That is also very important. Dr. Ajay Kirti Jain is expert in Sanhita and he should please, Dr. Professor and HOD, Department of Rog Nidan, Government Dharmantri Ayurved College, Ujjain. Welcome, Dr. Ajay ji. Welcome. स्वागत है
सर। प्रणाम सर प्रणाम, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। आवाज आ रही सर मेरी आपको?
हाँ क्लियर
सर बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपको सर। आपके साथ दूसरी बार जुड़ने का मौका मिल रहा है और ये मेरे लिए बड़ी सौभाग्य की बात है। आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। और ये जो कार्यक्रम आपने आयोजित किया है चरक जयंती के उपलक्ष्य में, तो इसके लिए मैं आपको साधुवाद भी देता हूँ।
Sorry for disturbing you, sir. Sir, please to talk in English, sir. I don't like Hindi, sir. Sir, little bit English.
मैंने हिंदी में तैयार किया है सर, कोशिश करें प्लीज। अब सर वो प्रॉब्लम रहेगी मुझे, तो मैंने तैयार हिंदी में किया है पूरा लेक्चर।
शर्मा जी आप अपना म्यूट कर लीजिए, कुछ डिस्टर्बेंस आ रहा है आवाज में। यस प्लीज
सर।
पहले तो जैन साहब मैं आपको फॉर्मल इनवाइट कर लूं, पवन जी तो कर ही दिया, मैं भी अपनी जिम्मेदारी निभाऊं। आपका ये सुंदर सा मुस्कुराता हुआ चेहरा देख के मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है मुझे अपने उज्जैन विजिट की याद आ गई।
बिल्कुल
आपके यहाँ संस्कृत की सीएमई थी।
बिल्कुल सर।
तो मैं आया था, मुझे एकदम मैंने कहा जितना सुंदरता के साथ में आप मुस्कुराते हुए चेहरे से इवन 8:30 पौने 9 बजे मिल रहे हैं, महर्षि चरक की कृति को भी आप अपने आशीर्वाद और अपने प्रयास से हम सबको और प्रसन्नित करेंगे। इस आशा के साथ आपको इस प्लेटफॉर्म पर हम बहुत ही हृदय की गहराई से इनवाइट भी करते हैं। और हिंदी इंग्लिश की कोई लड़ाई नहीं, चरक जी तो संस्कृत वाले हैं, हम हिंदी इंग्लिश में बोलते रह जाएंगे। तो
like to request you both of you कि थोड़ा थोड़ा अंग्रेजी देंगे तो वो भी इन्वॉल्व फील करेंगे जो कर्नाटक के।
सही बात,
बाईलैंग्वेज चलेगा
सर। मैं कोशिश करूंगा, जो भी ऐसे टर्म आते हैं वो कोशिश करूंगा। धन्यवाद सर, आपके स्वागत के लिए बहुत बहुत आभार। आपने याद रखा इसके लिए भी धन्यवाद। मुझे जो है डॉक्टर रामतीर्थ जी ने जब ये कहा इस विषय पे बात करने के लिए, तो मैंने अपने विषय से रिलेटेड जो टॉपिक था उसके लिए हाँ करी थी कि जनपद ध्वंस जो आज के जमाने में बहुत तेजी से चल रहा है और चरक बड़े समसामयिक, हर युग में समसामयिक रहे हैं, तो उसी जनपद ध्वंस का आज के संबंध में क्या रिलेवेंस हो सकता है उसके संबंध में आपसे बात करना चाह रहा था। आप लोग सब विद्वान लोग हैं, पर मैं अपनी छोटी सी बात एक छोटी सी कहानी से शुरू करना चाहता हूँ कि एक बूढ़ी अम्मा रोज ट्रेन में यात्रा करती थी और अपनी झोली में से बीज निकाल के दोनों साइड फेंकती जाती। तो लोगों ने बड़े आश्चर्य से कहा कि तुम ये बीज क्यों फेंकती हो? तो अम्मा बोली कि भाई कुछ दिन रुक जाओ, फिर मैं बताऊंगी कि क्यों फेंकती हूँ। तो जब बारिश के दिन आए और पानी गिरा तो दोनों तरफ बीज फूलों के बीज से वो खिल गए और चारों तरफ फूल दिखने लगे। तब अम्मा ने बताया कि मैं इसलिए बीज फेंकती हूँ कि समय आने पर ये पुष्पित और पल्लवित होंगे तो सारे लोग उससे आनंदित होंगे। तो आपका ये प्रयास कि अच्छे विचार बोए जाएं, किसी भी ऋतु में बोए जाएं, कभी भी बोए जाएं, समय आने पर फलित होते हैं और ये निश्चित मानिए कि वो फलित होते हैं और उनका जो प्रभाव है सारे लोगों को मिलता है। तो उसी क्रम में मैं आपसे बात करना चाह रहा था कि आचार्य चरक ने जनपदध्वंसी अध्याय लिखा। हालांकि ये टॉपिक कल की चर्चा में आ चुका है, फिर भी मैं कुछ और नए व्यू के साथ आपके सामने रखने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि आचार्य चरक ने जो चरक संहिता लिखी है, वास्तव में ये आयुर्वेद के जो आधार ग्रंथ हैं, चरक संहिता और सुश्रुत संहिता, भागवत द्वारा लिखित संहिता, अष्टांग हृदय और अष्टांग संग्रह, तो इनमें से मुख्य ग्रंथ है काय चिकित्सा संप्रदाय का या काय चिकित्सा के पक्ष का। अब इसमें जो जनपद ध्वंस का जो वर्णन विमान अध्याय 3 में किया गया है, तो ये ऐसी बात नहीं कि आज ही एपिडेमिक डिसीज, उस जमाने भी एपिडेमिक पैंडेमिक रोग हुआ करते थे। तो चरक संहिता वास्तव में आयुर्वेद का ऐसा आधार ग्रंथ है कि जिसमें वेदों के सार को समाहित किया गया है। तो अकेला ही मेडिकल टेक्स्ट नहीं है, बल्कि ये जो है जो पूरे जीवन को बताने वाला शास्त्र है कि इसमें हम जीवन को कैसे जिए, कैसे रहें, क्या खाएं, क्या पिए, किस तरह से हमारा जीवन शैली बने और हम धर्म, अर्थ, काम और मोक्ष चार जो पुरुषार्थ बताए उनको पा सकें। तो चरक ने जनपद ध्वंसी अध्याय में तीसरा जो अध्याय है विमान स्थान का, उसमें स्पष्ट चर्चा करते लिखा कि उन्होंने जो पहला श्लोक बताया कि जनपद मंडले पंचाल क्षेत्र, यानी पंजाब प्रदेश के जनपद मंडल का काम्पिल नामक राजधानी में जहाँ उच्च कुल द्विजाति लोगों का निवास था, वहां भगवान पुनर्वसु आत्रेय अपने शिष्य से घिरे हुए आषाढ़ के महीने में, आषाढ़ का महीना मतलब बारिश का महीना, उस समय उन्होंने ये चर्चा छेड़ी। अब इससे रेफरेंस मिलता है कि इन्हीं दिनों के लिए क्यों ये चर्चा उठी, क्योंकि बारिश में पानी जो बारिश का आता है वो गंदा पानी एकत्रित होता है, बारिश का पानी, और वो अमूमन हैजा या संक्रामक मच्छर से जुड़ी बीमारियां उस समय भी पैदा करता होगा। तो उस संबंध में उन्होंने चर्चा की और जो कारण बताए वो 4 कारण बताए कि इन 4 चीजों में दूषित हो जाते हैं तो पूरा जनपद यानी पूरा का पूरा एक वास्ट कम्युनिटी अफेक्टेड होती है और वो बीमारी से ग्रस्त होकर एक साथ मर जाते हैं अथवा मरना स्थिति में पहुंच जाते हैं। ऐसी बीमारियां होती जैसे हैजा उस जमाने में हुआ करता था। और वर्तमान परिप्रेक्ष्य में अगर अपन देखें, कोरोना काल जो 2 साल हमने जिया है या भोगा है, तो इससे स्पष्ट होता है कि अगर हम विचार करें अपने पुराने ग्रंथों के बारे में कि हमारे आचार्य क्या कह गए इस संबंध में, तो हमें निश्चित ही क्लू मिलते हैं, कोई जानकारी मिलती है कि हम इन चीजों से बच सकते हैं। अब जनपद ध्वंस के लिए आचार्य चरक ने 4 ही चीजें बताई जो सभी व्यक्तियों पर लागू होती हैं, और वो है बात यानी वायु, जल, देश और काल। ये सामूहिक रूप से दूषित होते हैं तो पूरी की पूरी आबादी पीड़ित हो जाती है, ऐसे रोग उत्पन्न होते हैं। तो उसमें ये रेफरेंस सामने आता है कि जैसे आज अपन कोरोना की बात कर रहे हैं कि कोरोना किसी न किसी ऐसे कारण से शुरू हुआ जहां एक व्यक्ति या एक कोई देश दूसरे देशों पे अपना प्रभुत्व जमाना चाहता था, ने जिसे अधर्म शब्द कहा। जनपद ध्वंस के संबंध में आचार्य ने उसको मूल कारण बताया अधर्म। अब अधर्म को आज की तारीख में हम कैसे परिभाषित करेंगे, तो अधर्म का जो परिभाषित करने का ढंग है वो है कि अधर्म माने क्या, हम किसी दूसरे की चीज को हड़पना चाहें या किसी दूसरे को अपने अधीन रखना चाहें, ये हमारे जो संस्कार थे वो इतने हावी हो जाते हैं। तो आचार्य चरक ने पुराने संदर्भों को लिया, 4 युग बताए, सतयुग, त्रेता, द्वापर और कलयुग। तो जो चौथा अभी कलयुग चल रहा है, इस कलयुग में धर्म का नाश हुआ है। और धर्म क्या हुआ कि हर व्यक्ति किसी दूसरे की चीज प्रकृतियों का दोहन कर दिया है, जंगल काट डाले हैं, जमीन को बंजर बना दिया है। नतीजा क्या हुआ कि हमारे सामने खाने का संकट आ गया, जल का संकट आ गया, हवा का संकट आ गया। तो काल मतलब ऋतु जो है, काल को हम 2 अर्थों में प्रयोग करते हैं। तो जो ऋतु है, तो हमने ऋतु विपरीत आचरण प्रारंभ कर दिया। अगर आज के संदर्भों में हम बात करें कि जितने भी आहार की चीजें हैं, भोजन की चीजें हैं, उनको हम कलेक्ट करके रखने लगे और ऋतु निकल जाने के बाद भी उसका उपयोग कर रहे हैं, और मात्रा विरुद्ध, संयोग विरुद्ध जो आहार ले रहे हैं, और हमारी दिनचर्या और ऋतुचर्या और रात्रिचर्या इसमें बदलाव आया है और हमने पुराने अपने आचरण को छोड़ दिया। नतीजा क्या हुआ कि आज हमें ये व्याधियों का सामना करना पड़ा है। और सबसे बड़ा संकट आज जो कोरोना का आया, उसमें भी वायु दूषित हुई, वायु से संक्रमण फैला। तो आज भी आवश्यकता है कि हम जलवायु को अच्छी रखें। तो कैसे रख पाएंगे अच्छे? तो हमें अपने जलाशय, पानी के सोर्स जो हैं उनको संभालना पड़ेगा, वृक्षों को संभालना पड़ेगा। जो पीपल, बरगद, नीम हम काटते चले गए, बहुवर्षीय पौधे थे, हमने घरों में गमले में फ्लावर प्लांट तो लगा लिए, लेकिन हमने जंगल काट डाले, उद्योगीकरण बढ़ता चला गया। हम ये नहीं कहते कि औद्योगिकरण नहीं होना चाहिए, औद्योगिकरण होना चाहिए, पर हर चीज के लिमिटेशंस होना चाहिए। ये सारी सुख सुविधाएं हम अपने लिए इसलिए पैदा कर रहे थे कि ये हमारी मानव सभ्यता को बचा के रखेगी, पर उन संसाधनों ने मानव सभ्यता को खतरे में लाके जाके खड़ा कर दिया। तो आज हमें इन चारों चीजों को बचाना पड़ेगा, जल, वायु, देश और काल। काल हमारे बस में नहीं है, लेकिन हम अगर ऋतु विपरीत जो आचरण करते हैं, या जो ऋतु विपरीत हमारे सामने परिस्थितियां हैं आज जो हम देख रहे हैं कि वर्षा ऋतु में बारिश नहीं होती, कम होती, कहीं खंड वृष्टि है, कहीं थोड़ा बरस रहा है, कहीं ज्यादा बरस रहा है, गर्मी है तो बहुत तेज गर्मी पड़ रही है, ठंड है तो बहुत तेज ठंड पड़ रही है। तो ऐसी जो विषम परिस्थितियां बनी, उसके लिए मानव सभ्यता खुद जो स्वयं जिम्मेदार है। और 100 साल बाद, जैसे 100 साल पहले 1918 में इन्फ्लुएंजा फैला था, उस समय भी इसी तरह की परिस्थितियां बनी थी, पर आबादी कम थी। आज पूरे दुनिया की आबादी 7 अरब के ऊपर निकल गई है। 10 अरब मैक्सिमम कैपेसिटी है कि धरती 10 अरब तक झेल सकती है मानव सभ्यता को, मानव आबादी को। अब आज की स्थिति में क्या है कि आबादी चरम पे है, संसाधन सीमित है, और उन सीमित संसाधनों में लोगों के जो मनोभाव हैं वो बिगड़ गए हैं। यही जनपद ध्वंस में एक प्रसंग उन्होंने बताया है कि ये अधर्म कैसे बढ़ता है, अधर्म कैसे होता है। तो कुछ लोग जो थे उस जमाने में, जब सतयुग का अंत होने लगा, उसी समय मानसिक रोगों की उत्पत्ति होना प्रारंभ हो चुकी थी। वो आया तो आलस्य आने लग गया, आलस आ गया तो श्रम का अभाव हो गया, श्रम का अभाव हो गया तो उनमें लोभ की प्रवृत्ति पैदा हो गई, और लोभ जब आ जाता है व्यक्ति में तो वो अच्छे बुरे का विचार किए बगैर सिर्फ संग्रह की तरफ, परिग्रह की तरफ बढ़ता है। अब निश्चित मानिए कि यदि कोई व्यक्ति आवश्यकता से अधिक का संग्रह करता है तो वो दूसरे किसी का हक मार रहा है। आज हुआ भी यही है। अगर देखा जाए कि जनपद ध्वंस अकेले बीमारियों से नहीं होते थे, युद्ध के द्वारा भी जनपद ध्वंस हुए। तो युद्ध आज वो देखने में आ रहा है, अपन देख रहे हैं कि चाहे वो यूक्रेन का युद्ध हो रहा हो, रूस यूक्रेन का, या दूसरी जगह के युद्ध हैं, या आपसी झगड़े हैं, उन सब में व्यक्तिवाद, अहमवाद हमारे सामने आ गया। हमने एक दूसरे के जीने के संसाधनों को छीनना कोशिश शुरू कर दी। तो इसके कारण से जनपद ध्वंस हुआ। तो जनपद ध्वंस या रोग के कारण एकाएक पूरा का पूरा एक समुदाय नष्ट हो जाए, या युद्ध एक ऐसी स्थिति बने, वो भी एक जनपद ध्वंस का स्वरूप है। अब इनसे बचा कैसे जाए? आज के संदर्भों में हम अगर बचना चाहें कि ऐसे जनपद नाशक जो चाहे महामारी है, चाहे वो युद्ध है, उनसे बचने का एकमात्र उपाय है कि हमें मानसिक सद्वृत्त का, आचार रसायन का पालन करना होगा। हमें अपने लाइन ऑफ डिमार्केशन बनाने
निशा
पड़ेंगे।
Please put your video off if you are involving personally. Hello.
5 आस्थापन, अनुवासन, उनसे पंचकर्म बताए गए हैं। ये पंचकर्मों का प्रयोग बताया, लेकिन अब आप बताएं व्यवहारिक दृष्टिकोण से कि कोरोना काल में हम जब एक दूसरे को छू तो पा नहीं रहे थे, कहाँ से पंचकर्म करा पाते? तब उस समय रसायन चिकित्सा का वर्णन भी उन्होंने लिखा है। तो हमने उस समय रसायन चिकित्सा, चाहे वो गिलोय घनबट्टी घर घर पहुंचाई, संसमनी बट्टी पहुंचाई, च्यवनप्राश पहुंचाया, त्रिकटु चूर्ण पहुंचाया, तो लोगों तक हमने अपनी अप्रोच बनाई। तो मैं भारत सरकार और आयुष मंत्रालय को साधुवाद देता हूँ कि ऐसे संकट के समय उन्होंने प्रोटोकॉल ऐसे बनाए कि हम हर व्यक्ति तक अपनी पहुंच बना सके। तो आज भी आवश्यकता इस बात की है कि आयुर्वेद के जो चरक जैसे ग्रंथ है और उनमें जो कुछ लिखा गया है, उन पे संवाद ही ना हो, बल्कि उन्हें प्रेरित किया जाए कि उनका स्वाध्याय करें। हम संस्कृत का संदर्भ भी पढ़ें, हिंदी भी पढ़ें, उसका इंग्लिश ट्रांसलेशन भी पढ़ें, और उसको कैसे इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हैं। तो मैंने काफी सोचा विचारा, और आप सब बड़े प्रबुद्ध जन हैं, उनके सामने अपनी बात रख रहा हूँ। कॉलेज में मैं कोशिश करता हूँ कि बच्चों से कहता हूँ कि पढ़ने के अभ्यास की आदत डालें, रोज एक आधा घंटे 1 घंटे स्वाध्याय करें। अगर स्वाध्याय करते हैं तो हमें अपने शास्त्र के प्रति श्रद्धा पैदा होती है, शास्त्र का सम्मान करना आता है, और शास्त्र में जो कुछ लिखा गया है वो प्रमाण है, आगम प्रमाण है। और जो प्रज्ञापराध सबसे बड़ा आयुर्वेद में जो 3 कारण बताए किसी भी रोग के लिए, वो हर दुनिया में, हर युग में सार्थक है। प्रज्ञापराध, अशांत पेंद्रियार्थ संयोग और परिणाम। तो असात में इंद्रिय संयोग आज के परिप्रेक्ष्य में बहुत हो रहा है, और कालजन व्याधियां भी बहुत हो रही हैं, और प्रज्ञापराध भी हो रहा है। तो प्रज्ञापराध रुकेगा कैसे? जब हम अपने गुरुजनों के प्रति, वरिष्ठ जनों के प्रति, अपने शास्त्रों के प्रति, अपने सिद्धांतों के प्रति विश्वास और श्रद्धा रखेंगे, उस पर अनुसरण करने की कोशिश करेंगे, तब मुझे परिणाम मिल सकेंगे। तो अगर ऐसे रोगों से बचना है तो हमें कोशिश करनी पड़ेगी कि हम जो है आयुर्वेदिक जो चरक ने बताया कि हम रसायन पंचकर्म कराएं, तो निश्चित तौर पर हम दावे से कह सकते हैं, हमारे पूज्य गुरुदेव डॉक्टर उमाशंकर जी निगम का मैं विद्यार्थी रहा, और उनके साथ में कई सारे पंचकर्म प्रोसीजर में भाग लिया। एक तो कायाकल्प का हम लोगों ने एक किया था, वो IFS अधिकारी थे, और उनको हमने वर्धमान पिप्पली योग उनको शुरू किया था। तो और कायाकल्प के अंतर्गत परपटी कल्प की भी चिकित्सा एक उनकी की थी। तो हमें लगा कि नहीं, ये कार्यक्रम होते रहना चाहिए। तो अगर हम समय रहते ऋतुजन्य जैसे कालक्रम के प्रभाव से हम पंचकर्म का प्रयोग करें, तो वासंतिक वमन कराएं या विरेचन कराएं, जिस ऋतु में जो दोष का प्रकोप होता है, तो भविष्य में होने वाली व्याधियों को रोक सकते हैं। इसके अलावा रसायन चिकित्सा का बहुत बड़ा महत्व है। तो रसायन चिकित्सा जो शास्त्र में वर्णित है, तो कुटी प्रावेशिक है। आज के जमाने में किसी के पास टाइम ही नहीं इतना कि हम कुटी प्रावेशिक के आधार पर रसायन चिकित्सा ले सकें। तो हमें ऐसे रसायन प्रयोग करना चाहिए जो अभी हमने करके देखे, कि लोगों को प्रचारित प्रसारित करें कि जो रसायन औषधियां हैं, चाहे वो गिलोय है, तुलसी है, अश्वगंधा है, ब्राह्मी है या मुलेठी है, जो चरकोक्त रसायन चरक संहिता में रसायन अध्याय के प्रथम और द्वितीय अध्याय में वर्णित है, उनको ऐसा जनोपयोगी प्रस्तुत करना पड़ेगा स्वरूप में कि वो उनको सरलता से उपयोग कर सके। तीसरी चीज थी सद्व्रत या आचार रसायन की। तो आचार रसायन आज सबसे बड़ी आवश्यकता है कि आप हम अपना बचपन याद करते हैं, तो नीति शिक्षा का, नैतिक शिक्षा का एक पाठ हमें पढ़ाया जाता था। एक टीचर हुआ करते थे, छोटी छोटी सी चीजों के लिए हमें टोकते थे कि बाल नहीं बढ़ाना चाहिए, नाखून हफ्ते में 2 बार काटना चाहिए, बाल कटवाना चाहिए, साफ कपड़े पहनना चाहिए, अपने बड़े आए तो उनका आदर करना चाहिए, उनके पैर छूना चाहिए, चरण स्पर्श करना चाहिए, मंदिर जाना चाहिए, अपने भगवान को आस्था रखते हुए ईश्वर की आराधना करना चाहिए, दिन में 10 मिनट का समय अपने लिए निकालें, ईश्वर के लिए निकालें। आज उन सब चीजों को हमने विज्ञान का आधार बना के खारिज कर दिया, लेकिन वापस आवश्यकता है कि हम अपने परिवार में अपने बच्चों को इस बात के लिए प्रेरित करें। मंदिर ना चाहे तो घर में छोटा सा मंदिर बनाएं, उसमें बच्चों में आस्तिकता पैदा करें, छोटे छोटे से आसन योग प्राणायाम सिखाएं, और अपने गुरुजनों का सम्मान करना सिखाएं, अपने शास्त्र का सम्मान करना सिखाएं। तो आचार रसायन हमारे जीवन में शामिल हो जाएगा। अकेला और एक अकेला सत्य व्रत का पालन करके महात्मा गांधी बन गए। उन्होंने सत्य और अहिंसा को लेकर के आगे बढ़े। आज हिंसा बढ़ रही है, हम अपने अधिकार को बढ़ाने के लिए दूसरे के अधिकार छीन रहे हैं, ये भी एक तरह की हिंसा है। तो हम अच्छे विचारों को बढ़ाएं। और तीसरी चीज उन्होंने बताई कि हम अपने पर्यावरण और परिवेश को अच्छा रखने के लिए जो भी उपाय कर सकते हैं वो करें, चाहे वो छोटे स्तर पर कर सकें या अपने आसपास परिवेश में तो वृक्षारोपण, जंगलों को बचाने पड़ेगा। और कौन सी औषधीय युक्त पौधे लगाएं, जिन औषधियों की हमें दैनिक आवश्यकता है, जरूरत है, तो हम घरों में प्लांटेशन करें, घर के आसपास प्लांटेशन करें, खुली जमीन में जाके प्लांटेशन करें। औद्योगिकरण को थोड़ा लिमिटेशन करें, उनके जो विषयुक्त जल निकल रहा है या हवा निकल रही है, उसके लिए जो उपाय हो सकते हैं वो करें, तो हम आने वाले जनपदोध्वंस को रोक सकते हैं। क्योंकि ये बिल्कुल पक्की बात मान लीजिए कि कोरोना अकेला एक कोरोना नहीं है। आने वाले समय में इसी कोरोना की कई सारी स्पीसीज, कई सारी वेराइटी आने वाली हैं, और वो वेराइटी ऐसी होंगी कि जैसे हम कोरोना के सामने हाथ बांध के खड़े हुए थे, ऐसे न जाने कितनी ऐसी परिस्थितियां बनेगी। तो हमारे बड़े बुजुर्गों ने जो हमें कुछ सिखाया था, आइसोलेशन, सिंपल सा काम था कि घर में घुसो तो हाथ पांव धो के घुसो। इसमें कौन सी मेडिकल साइंस आ गई? सद्व्रत था कि बाहर से आए हैं तो बाहर के कपड़े अलग रखो, हाथ पैर धो के घर में प्रवेश करो, भोजन करते समय हाथ पांव धो, भोजन करने बैठो, सैनिटाइज करो, एक दूसरे से थोड़ा व्यक्तिगत अगर बीमार है तो दूरी बना के रखें, वो आइसोलेशन है। आज ये क्वारंटाइन और ये क्या था, ये सब इसी बात के परिचायक थे कि हमने अपने सद्व्रतों को छोड़ दिया और अपने ग्रंथों को छोड़ दिया। तो आज इस देश की 75वीं जो वर्षगांठ है स्वतंत्रता की, आजादी की, अमृत महोत्सव मनाया जा रहा है। सब लोग अपने अपने तरीके से मना रहे हैं। आपने भी अपने आयुर्वेद को वैश्विक मंच पर स्थापित करने के लिए जो प्रयास किया, उसके लिए हम सब आपके बहुत बहुत शुक्रगुजार हैं, बहुत बहुत अभिनंदन करते हैं। और हमें ये मौका दिया कि हम आप तक अपनी थोड़ी सी राय बताएं। कभी मौका लगेगा, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि सामने रूबरू बैठ के कभी बात करूं तो मुझे बहुत खुशी होती है। ये थोड़ा नया माध्यम आया तो पिछले 2 सालों से ऑनलाइन क्लासेस भी ली, तो जूम मीटिंग पे क्लासेस लेते थे, पर फिर भी मैं चाहते तो हम सामने बैठ के बात करते हैं। और कि आप जिससे भी मिले बस 1 घंटे उससे मांगे, 1 घंटे आपको स्वाध्याय करना है अपने शास्त्र का। अगर आयुर्वेद के विद्यार्थी हैं तो आयुर्वेद के ग्रंथों का स्वाध्याय करें। स्वाध्याय का अर्थ सिर्फ पढ़ना नहीं है, 1 पेज पढ़े, वाले 1 पेज पढ़ के उस पर चिंतन करें, मनन करें, और क्या कंक्लूजन आपको लगता है कि उस चीज को हम आज के युग में कैसे उपयोग में ला सकते हैं, तो बहुत बहुत मदद हो पाएगी। और आपने मुझे सुना, और हमारे साथ 2-3 वक्ता और हैं, उनको भी समय देना है, तो मैं अपनी वाणी को विराम देता हूँ। आप सबके प्रति बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद के साथ धन्यवाद, आभार।
थैंक यू डॉक्टर अजय जी, थैंक यू वेरी मच। अग्निहोत्री सर।
थैंक यू सर, नमस्कार। अभी हम लोग जैन साहब को, अजय कीर्ति जैन साहब को सुन रहे थे। बहुत ही इत्मीनान से, बहुत ही सिंपलेस्ट तरीके से, फ्री फ्लो मेथड में, बोधगम में, समझाने योग्य सार्थक तरीके से, बहुत ही साधिकार अपनी बात को रखा। और ये संकोच दिखाते हुए इस सब्जेक्ट पर, इस विषय पर चर्चा हो चुकी है।
कमेंट इंग्लिश में दे सकते हैं सर।
Oh yes,
Gaurav ji is with us, sir. He will feel ignored.
It is a great pleasure that we were just listening Dr. Ajay Kirti Jain sir from Ujjain, and our pleasure is that he presented his talk in a very free flow manner with a very simplified way, having a small say little bit hesitation that this topic has already been discussed yesterday itself, but it makes no difference. Every person who is a learned one, who is teaching for last couple of years and going through Charak Sangita repeatedly, for him also it is a new chapter, not only for students. So you very simply talked about the 4 steps which is getting vitiated, and out of that this takes place, and the consequences right from Satyug to Kalyug, how the things are taking place because of the lack of dharma. And you defined very well the how the lack of dharma instinct can be defined in today's scenario. The point is that we are not limiting ourselves within our resources, and we are not getting ourselves satisfied within ourselves. We are not even stopping ourselves collecting the things, whether they are most needed or not. We are now snatching away the comfort of others. So this is what's happening in a form of say parigraha. Ultimately, even the countries are not limiting themselves to limit with their resources and take care of the population of their country. As you alarmed that 10 Arab will be final. So it is right time to go for the control over population, control over the desires, limits, and be friendly with the thought of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Then such type of dons will not take place and corona will not be repeated. Though you alert enough that corona may come or such type of pandemics may come in either form. So we should not be fearful, but we can go for the betterment of our steps in a form of manners and behavior. So thank you very much for your great presentation. Thank you. Over to Dr. Pawansham.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Now I would like to invite sir for rest of the series. जैसे बादलों के बीच में से डार्कनेस में से सन निकलता है, ऐसे व्यस्तताओं के बादल में से राम तीर्थ जी आज हमारे साथ हैं, और मैं आशा करूंगा कि इतने विद्वान वक्ता संहिता सिद्धांत के अध्यक्ष होते हुए और आगे से वो मॉडरेशन का दायित्व राम तीर्थ जी संभालेंगे। कहा जैसे बूढ़े को रात 9:30 बजे फंसा दिया। जय भोलेनाथ, जय भोलेनाथ। राम तीर्थ जी, काइंडली अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ। राम तीर्थ जी, जय हो। जय श्री महाकाल।
Jai Shri Mahakal, Bhai Sahab, Jai Shri Mahakal. I am driving the car exactly this time, and it is a very happiness moment for me that I am lifting or seeing of my family Yeah, she has gone to my wife. She has gone to in-laws, and I'm very happy this time. So I would like to invite my dear colleague and very learned person in the physiology department in our institute and MD PhD from the National Institute of IRES, Dr. Ashish Sharma, sir. Use name of physiology for the India, and he's uh, very intelligent, and his modern approach towards the dosh dhatu mal and the sharir kriya vigyan fundamentals are very clear, and especially whenever I became in the doubt in any science portion, I goes to write us to Dr. Ashish Sharma sir, and he's keenly very good player of the physiology and the concept of the sharir kriya with reference to the Sahinta Siddhant commentaries also. So I would like to, without formality, please come, Dr. Ashish Sharma sir, and enlighten to us with your knowledge, with your wisdom, and with your opinions. Please, Dr. Ashish Sharma sir, please give him a big hand. Clap to Dr. Ashish.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Please come.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, yes.
My hearty regards. Can I start, sir?
Yes, please.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir.
I would like to thank Plaksh Sharma also, because the name is there in your joining.
So yeah, I am myself Dr. Ashish Sharma, sir.
Okay, no problem. Yes.
Sir, my deeply regards to all the organized committee. Thanks to all the members to give me this opportunity to share my opinion or whatever I think and whatever we discussed with Ram Tejji. Am I audible to all of you, sir?
Yeah, you're very loud and sound. Clear.
Okay, okay, sir.
वो दरअसल क्या है वो जहाँ बैठता हूँ ना मैं क्लिनिक में वहाँ नेटवर्क ही नहीं रहता.
Sir, something I heard.
हाँ,
Can I start, sir?
मैं आपको 5 मिनट बाद कॉल बैक करूँ. गाड़ी ड्राइव कर रहा हूँ. 5 मिनट बाद.
Actually, Dr. Ram Tejji is his mic is open, so I think he will just.
Okay. Sir, firstly, I belong to Department of Kriya Sharir, or I discussed. I start with my opinion with the Ayurved Prayojanam. According to Charak says that स्वस्थ स्वास्थ्य रक्षणम आतुर से विकार प्रशमनम से, स्वस्थ व्यक्ति के स्वास्थ्य की रक्षा और आतुर के विकार का प्रशमन. अदर साइड द सुश्रुत के व्याधि शिष्टानाम व्याधि परिमोक्षणम स्वस्थ से रक्षणम से. बात हमेशा when we discuss with the student, we always say that Ayurveda has two prayojan, but I think it's my opinion, if we think that's prayojan according to Charak and according to Shurut differ from their opinion. When we think that Acharya Charak, she belongs from the medicine side and they want to tell that स्वस्थ व्यक्ति के स्वास्थ्य की रक्षा, after that व्याधि को परिमोक्षण करना. Other side, the Shushruth belongs to the surgery side and his first priority to vyadhi sishtananam, vyadhi parimoksham. After that, post-operative care. So I think maybe could write or not, but I think according Charak says, firstly, we precaution the janpadodhans like that कि स्वस्थ व्यक्ति के स्वास्थ्य की रक्षणा first opinion, व्याधि परिमोक्षणम second, or after that we care the patient after the recovering phase. So I think maybe it right or not, but according my opinion, maybe prayojan we can further discuss. They may be 1, 2, and 3. Maybe further detail your opinion maybe differ from other person, but I think this may be one of the point where we can discuss this and we can further have opinion most of person whatever they show things. At the recent time we have so sharp student in our classes. approx 90, approx they have 96%, 97% in CBSE. So mostly the student have the curiosity. That's most of time they told ki sir, please prove these things. They want to everything prove on the data, prove on the presentations. So one of the things ki sir, we say that sarvam dravami panchibodhikam. कि हम सर क्लास में सबको बोलते हैं कि सर सभी द्रव्य पंचभौतिक हैं, तो क्या सर हमारा शरीर भी, जैसा कि मेरा टॉपिक है कि दोष धातुमल मूलम ही शरीरम, तो दे से कि सर is this possible that we can prove that our sharir is panchbhautikam? Mostly they want to prove it in the according to pratyaksh praman. They don't want to assuming an anuman praman anything else. So I just little bit try, can we prove the student and satisfied that our body, our sharir is made up with panchbhautikam. Mostly we say the student कि भारत में अगर बहुत से टीचरों की हम बात करें कि शरीर को पंचभौतिक सिद्ध करना है, तो हम अधिकतर ओपिनियन हमारी मोस्ट ऑफ टीचर सेज कि गुरुत्व है तो पृथ्वी है, गति है तो वात है. लाइक दैट we will try to satisfy the student that they can accept that our body is panchbhautikam. But I proved in the different manner that I can little bit try that the student are much more satisfied that our body is consist with the panchbhautikam. So after they say कि sir please prove it, mostly they want to say कि sir can you assuming us के panchbhautik nirman, can you show us the panchbhautik nirman? It is because our we will the lab side we have lab, physiological lab, so they want to talk with me and they want to know कि sir can we show the formation of panchbhautika to in practical? It is possible. Maybe it is a further tough task to satisfy the student. We will show the formation of panchbhautik, but I just try a little experience, example, like I show one single example that can prove that formation of panchbhautik they can show live. So mostly student hazard ki how can sir you show the panchbhautik formation live? So recently we have a rainy season, so I told them that you see in the sky, you can see the Akash Mahabhut running there, clouded, they mean Vat Gati. After that the lightning, that means Tej Mahabhuta. After that Tej Mahabhut, there water is raining, that means Jal Mahabhut. And after that the dust there randomly scattered everywhere. After the raining, after the Jal Guru Mahabhut, Jal they have gravity. So I can show, I can told the student that we can see the little bit short example, but we can see the Akash, Vayu, Tej Mahabhut, Jal Mahabhut, and Prithvi Mahabhut in a short manner. So mostly student satisfied ki ha sir it is little bit small step, but they are satisfied ki they show the formation of Panch Mahabhuta in a live demo. Recently after that they say sir please prove that our body question stand for there, sir can you prove that our body is consist with Panch Mahabhuta? So I tried my best that so then Charak support me in there. Charak Sharistan 6/12 कि शरीर वृद्धि करास तद्मे भावा भवन्ति तद्यता काल योग स्वभाव संसिद्ध आहार सोष्टव अभिघातस्य. यहाँ पर चरक बोलते हैं कि शरीर की वृद्धि के 4 फैक्टर होते हैं, काल योग, स्वभाव संसिद्ध, आहार सोष्टव और अभिघात. इनमें से 3 जो फैक्टर हैं वो अद्रव्यभूत हैं और द्रव्यभूत फैक्टर एक है सिर्फ आहार. यानी कि शरीर जो स्पर्म ओव्यूम से स्टार्ट होकर आज 70-80 kg तक शरीर का निर्माण होता है, तो they go for their only on dependent आहार तत्व. Other three factors, काल योग, स्वभाव संसिद्ध और अभिघात यानी any deformities, they are only a द्रवीभूत factors. So single one factor that can prove that our body consists with Panch Mahabhut, the factor is ahar sostav. Then I told the student that ahar, this is mean we have we all living animal will depend on the ahar. Veg, non-veg doesn't matter. So we depend on a ahar till zygote condition to zygote to old condition. We can our life journey is depend only on ahar tattva, and ahar itself made up with Panch Mahabhut consist for us, and they collaborate us for Panch Mahabhut, and we take it with the help of Bhutagni Mahabhut. The Bhutagni may help us the Bhai Panch Bhutik convert into they can accept our internal Panch Mahabhut. This can help us to accept the external Panch Mahabhutik. For example, how they prove that plants have Panch Bhautika Tattva. So I recently presented my paper in the President's program in Ujjain. We organized that. You can see a picture. If you see the photosynthesis pic, I can see. I think you all of can see clearly. Is this? Can you see all of this? In photosynthesis, if you see the photosynthesis process, we can see the sunlight. That means Tej Mahabhuta. Gases exchange carbon dioxide to oxygen. That means CO2 insert and O2 reverse. And in this carbon, which is collected by the plant in the form of glucose. That means gaseous exchange, water and minerals absorbed from the Grut and Prithvi Mahabhuta. And Akash Mahabhut mostly in growth of enlargement of plants. So I show the student that this photosynthesis process prove that all the Panch Mahabhutik collecting by the plants for us, and that they are provided by nature for us that we growth. Acharya already told the only single thing of Dravibhut which is useful, which is helping the Sharir Vruddhikar Bhava. This is only the ahar, and ahar is dependent on the photosynthesis process, and photosynthesis process is a process which have all the 5 element Akash to Prithvi Mahabhut for our growth phase body. So that's most of students are much more satisfied, and this is the helping for me to day by day to improve my exercise. To I can prove the Ayurveda Siddhanta with the recent knowledge according to modern science, that they can accept. Most of the students are belonging to the science side, so most of the student wants to sir, please correlate with the modern. I think I can correlate with Ayurveda with the modern, but we will try. It is little bit my try. I think you all of give me blessing. Yeah, if you are agree or disagree, you can this much is for you. You can give me my feedback. Right and wrong, it can be possible. Or thanks to Pankaj sir for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. In very brief words, you have explained. So, Dr. Vishnu Prasad Sharma ji, would you like to say something? Dr. Vishnu Prasad Sharma ji.
Namaskar, Pawan ji. So, thank you, Dr. Ashish Sharma ji, for your excellent talk, and Ozoy Kirti Jain also. He has given very important.
आशीष जी के लेक्चर के ऊपर सर.
हाँ जी. हेलो.
जी सर आशीष के डॉक्टर आशीष के कमेंट.
हाँ, आशीष शर्मा. हाँ, आशीष सर. Doso Dhatu Mulam Mulam Hi Sariram. He nicely explained regarding this chapter, and he gives stress on the diet. How from the diet we can maintain our health. So thank you, Dr. Ashish Sharma, for your excellent talk. Thank you. Thank you. Over to Pavanji.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Dr. Saurav. I'm sorry, Dr. Saurav was feeling something awkward in Hindi. So I didn't know his topic. So I mentioned here Charak Unique Concepts. Dr. Saurav SK is Associate Professor, Department of PG and PhD, Sanhita Siddhant Ayurveda, Ayurveda Mahavidyalaya, hopefully. Welcome, welcome, Dr. Saurav. Welcome.
Namaste, sir.
Namaskar, namaskar. Welcome. Please do join regularly. This platform is yours. Please.
Sure, sir. Sure. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Bhavati Adanubhavadeena Mukopi Vagmi Jadamatirapi Janturjayate Pradnyamouli Sakala Vachana Cheto Devata Bharati Sa Mama Vachasi Nidhattam Sannidhim Manasecha Ashesha Vagjadya Malapa Hantri Navam Spashta Suvak Pradayini Mameha Jihvagra Suranga Nartaki Bhava Prasanna Vadane Chameshri. श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। पहले सभी विद्वज्जनों के चरण युगलों को साष्टांग प्रणाम करके अपने विचार चरक संहिता के ऊपर जितना भी मैंने अपने गुरुजनों से सीखा है, जितने गुरुजनों से, जितने मेरे से बड़े ज्ञानियों से मैंने सुना है, उस माध्यम के अनुसार जितना कुछ अपने कोशिश से मैं बता सकूं, उसका छोटा सा प्रयास मैं आज करना इच्छुक हूं। कर्नाटक से होते हुए भी हिंदी में बात करना ज्यादा आसान ऐसा लगता है, क्योंकि मेरे चरक संहिता के गुरु वो पुणे से है, वो जगत विख्यात है, वैद्य अनंत धर्माधिकारी जी है। और मेरे दूसरे गुरु जो है वो मेरे भाई के जैसे वैद्य अभिजीत सराफ है। तो इस ऑनलाइन मोड के इस मीटिंग पे मौजूद सभी विद्वज्जन ही है और विप्रजन भी है। शर्मा है, अग्निहोत्री जी है, सभी तो विप्र बंधु ही है। तो ऐसे विप्रों को पहले अपना सादर प्रणाम करते हुए चरक संहिता के थोड़े अलग से विचार आपके सामने रखने का प्रयास करूंगा। मधुमेह ये बहुत कॉमन व्याधि हो गया।
Excellent, doctor, excellent. I salute you. You know excellent Hindi. I salute.
Okay,
if you feel comfortable, you can continue in English. Don't worry. This platform is international.
Whatever is. अभी तो हिंदी सीखना बहुत जरूरी है, क्योंकि बच्चे कर्नाटक के ही नहीं रहते, क्योंकि नीट है। तो मेरे यहाँ 12 स्टूडेंट्स यूपी से है, 2 स्टूडेंट कोलकाता से भी है। तो इसलिए हिंदी में
मेरी बेटी भी कर्नाटक में पढ़ रही है, श्री में 3rd ईयर।
ओके, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर, बहुत आनंद हुआ। तो इसलिए हिंदी थोड़ा आसान हो गया है, और मातृभाषा मेरा मराठी होने की वजह से हिंदी में बोलना कोई दिक्कत नहीं हो सकता है, ऐसे मैं समझ सकता हूँ। तो दुनिया के हर जगह, हर कोने में, विलेजों में भी जो भी खेती बाड़ करते हैं, जिनका शारीरिक क्रिया बहुत ज्यादा उच्च स्तर का है, जैसे ग्रंथों में बताया है, वैसे होने के बावजूद भी सभी में एक ना एक व्याधि दिखाई पड़ते हैं। और उनमें से जब से व्याधि शुरू होता है तब से व्यक्ति के अंत काल तक जो भी व्याधि मौजूद रहेगा, उनके लिस्ट में जो अग्रतम है वो है मधुमेह। तो मधुमेह इतना बड़ा व्याधि होने के जरिए चिकित्सा आयुर्वेद के वैद्यों को करने में बहुत दिक्कत आ रहा है, या इलाज करने में डिफिकल्टीज बहुत हैं, क्योंकि आहार की पद्धति जो आयुर्वेद ग्रंथ में बताए हैं, वे आयुर्वेद ग्रंथोक्त आहार पद्धति या विहार पद्धति और विचार के पद्धति सभी अपने जीवन में अडॉप्ट करने में बहुत दिक्कत पड़ता है। ये केवल पेशेंट को, रुग्ण को ही नहीं, बल्कि अगर वैद्य खुद ही मधुमेही है तो भी वो ग्रंथों से उक्त जो भी परिचर्या बताया है उसको वो फॉलो करने में बहुत कठिनाई देख सकता है। तो हमारे मन में मधुमेह के बारे में जब डिस्कशन होगा तो पहला क्वेश्चन आना चाहिए कि मधुमेह ये वातज व्याधि है, और मधुमेह के वातज होने के कारण वात शामक जो रस पहले बताए हैं, जैसे तत्राद्या मारुतम घ्नन्ति त्रयस्तिक्तादयः कफाः कषाय तिक्त मधुराः पित्तम अन्येतु कुर्वतु, ये अष्टांग हृदय का सूत्र जो रस के ऊपर और दोष और रस के संबंध के बारे में जब बताते हैं, तब तत्राद्या मारुतम घ्नन्ति ऐसे बताया है, तो उसमें पहला रस जो है वो मधुर है। लेकिन मधुमेह में हम मधुर रस को लेने से, यानी रुग्णों को मधुर रस का अग्रतम से बंद करने का, या अपने आहार विधि में बिल्कुल मधुर रस का उपयोग न करने का सलाह देते हैं। तो ये मधुमेह अगर वातज होता जैसे ग्रंथों में बताया है, अगर वैसे उसी तरह अगर ये वातज होता तो वहां पे मधुर रस ही देना जरूरी था। तो फिर भी ये वातज होने के नाते हम मधुर रस को क्यों बंद कर रहे हैं? तो क्या ये मधुमेह बताते वक्त चरक का गलती है या हमारा गलती है जो कि हम अंडरस्टैंड ठीक से नहीं कर रहे हैं? तो इसमें दो द्विविधा सभी के मन में आ सकता है। ये ऐसा क्यों किया चरक ने? चरक का विमान स्थान के 8वें अध्याय में जो शास्त्र के गुण बताते वक्त वहां पे बताया है कि त्रिविध शिष्य बुद्धि हितम, 3 तरह के शिष्य हैं। जैसे अग्र ज्ञान के शिष्य है, मध्यम ज्ञान के शिष्य हैं जैसे आप सभी होंगे, अग्र भी होंगे, और अधम ज्ञान के शिष्य जैसे मैं हूं। ऐसे लोगों के लिए ये चरक संहिता का अंडरस्टैंडिंग तीनों को अलग ही डायरेक्ट रेफरेंस चरक क्या होता या किसी कॉन्सेप्ट का एक्सप्लेनेशन ठीक से जैसे है वैसे ही लिख दिया होता तो ये त्रिविध शिष्य बुद्धि यानी 3 तरह के शिष्यों का तैयारी नहीं होता, और आज हम एक कॉन्फ्रेंस नहीं कर सकते थे, क्योंकि डायरेक्ट जो भी रहेगा वो हर एक पढ़ लेगा, जिसमें विशेषता है उस केवल विशेषज्ञ पढ़ते हैं। इसलिए तो ये देखते वक्त जो कषाय आदि के अति सेवन से मधुमेह जैसा व्याधि होता है, ऐसे निदान स्थान में चरक ने बताया, और उसका चिकित्सा के रूप में अगर हम कोई औषध उपाय करेंगे, औषध या शोधन चिकित्साओं का, उनमें जो भी द्रव्य प्रयोग किया जाएगा उसका रस निदान के विपरीत होना जरूरी है। ये चिकित्सा सिद्धांत है। फिर लेकिन ये मधुमेह जो निदान स्थान में बताया है ये असाध्य है। अब के दुनिया में, अब के समय में हमारे इंस्टाग्राम पे या फेसबुक पे ऐसे बहुत सारे ब्लॉग्स आते हैं कि कोई डॉक्टर आके बोलते हैं कि आर यू सफरिंग फ्रॉम डायबिटीज, हियर वी आर इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू टू टेक यू completely to the reversal of the diabetes and will take off your diabetes totally। तो ऐसे बताते हैं। तो या अगर ये डायबिटीज मेलिटस जो मॉडर्न साइंस का हम मधुमेह से कोरिलेट करते हैं, क्या ये सचमुच इरिवर्सिबल है? अगर डायबिटीज इरिवर्सिबल है तो ये डेफिनेटली मधुमेह नहीं है, ये डेफिनेटली मधुमेह नहीं है। अन्य 19 जो प्रमेह के प्रकार हैं उनमें से कोई एक हो सकता है, तभी ये मधुमेह यानी इरिवर्सिबल ऐसे हम उसके ऊपर नाम दे सकते हैं। तो मधुमेह इरिवर्सिबल अगर हो तो इसके बारे में चरक में कोई चर्चा है क्या? ऐसे प्रश्न हर एक के मन में आना चाहिए, और ये जरूरी है कि ये ऐसा प्रश्न आए। तो उसके लिए चरक खुद पहले ही यानी सूत्र स्थान में ही इसके बारे में बहुत विशेष रूप से मधुमेह के बारे में जो मधुर रस से ही उत्पन्न होगा और मधुर रस को वहां पे बंद करना पड़ेगा, ऐसा एक निदान अत्यंत विशेष रूप से बताया है। वो है कियंत शीर्षीय अध्याय में। कियंत शीर्षीय अध्याय के सूत्र क्रमांक 78 और 79 में मधुमेह के बारे में विशेष व्याख्यान दिया है। वहां पे बताते हैं कि गुरु स्निग्ध आम्ल लवण अन्यतमम अतिमात्रम समश्नताम नवम अन्नम च पानम च निद्राम आस्य सुखानि च त्यक्त्य व्यायाम चिंतानां संशोधनम अकुर्वताम श्लेष्मा पित्तम च मेदश्च मांसम च अतिप्रवर्धते तैः आवृत गतिः वायुः ओजः आदाय गच्छति यदा बस्तिम तदा कृच्छ्रः मधुमेहः स प्रवर्तते। जब भी हमारे सामने मधुमेही रहेगा, इस वक्त पे जो भी डायबिटिक पेशेंट्स हमारे सामने हैं वो सभी इस मधुमेह के हैं। यानी सूत्र स्थान के अध्याय में कियंत शीर्षीय में जो कारणों से मधुमेह का बताया है चरक ने, उस कारण से उत्पन्न मधुमेही अब के दुनिया में अब के समय में पाए जाते हैं। जो निदान स्थान में बताया है उसका अगर आप निदान देखें, आप अगर आपके सामने किताब है तो आप देख सकते हैं। जो निदान स्थान के मधुमेह अध्याय में यानी प्रमेह निदान के अध्याय में मधुमेह के जो भी कारण बताया है वो सभी कारण कषाय आदि द्रव्यों का द्रव्यों के कारणों से होने वाले मधुमेह के बारे में है। और जो भी निदान स्थान के मधुमेह यानी वातज प्रमेह का निदान में जो लिस्ट किया है उसमें एक भी निदान हम करते नहीं हैं। हमारा निदान अब के डायबिटीज का पूरा सूत्र स्थान के अध्याय में बताए हुए निदान से मेल खाता है। गुरु स्निग्ध अतिमात्र, ये जो हम पिज्जा बर्गर बेकरी के स्टफ बैठे रहते हैं, कंप्यूटराइज्ड वर्क रहता है, हालचाल नहीं है, ये सभी हम करते हैं। ये निदान मधुमेह निदान यानी प्रमेह निदान के वातज निदान में बताए हुए निदान से तद विरुद्ध है। तो ओम निदान से जो मधुमेह होगा वो असाध्य है। ये इन निदानों से यानी गुरु स्निग्ध आदि से, व्यायाम आदि को रोकने से, संशोधनों को न करने से, और इस कारण से जो प्रकोपित हुआ वायु है इसको परतंत्र वायु प्रकोप बोलते हैं। इन कारणों से जब वायु का प्रकोप होगा, यह वायु अपने निदान के कारण से प्रकोपित होने की वजह से यह प्रकोपित वायु जब बस्ती में आएगा वहां पे मधुर रूप यानी पृथ्वी और जल गुणों के युक्त मूत्र का त्याग करेगा। इस मूत्र को हम मधुमेह ऐसे बताते हैं क्योंकि जब भी आप पानी में बिना कंकड़ के अगर पार्थिव द्रव्य को यानी पृथ्वी के क्या बोलते हैं उसको मड को डाल दिया और उसको ठीक से मिक्स किया और उसे ऊपर से छोड़ा तो वो मधु के जैसे ही दिखता है। इसलिए मधुना सहा मधुवत मेहयति इति मधुमेह ऐसे ग्रंथों में बताया है। तो ये चरक का विशेषता है। चरक मधुमेह के बारे में अत्यंत विशेष रूप से सूत्र स्थान में बताए हैं। ये एक कॉन्सेप्ट है। दूसरा है हमारे दिमाग में अग्नि के बारे में बहुत डिफरेंट सोच विचार हैं। बहुत लोग ऐसे बताते हैं कि पाक विधि, अभी पहले के 2 लेक्चर में शायद इसके बारे में चर्चा हुआ कि कैसे दोषों का धातुओं का पोषण होता है, उसमें पाक क्रिया, अग्नि पाक क्रिया, ऐसे कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट के बारे में थोड़ा चर्चा हुआ। तो उसमें बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट कॉन्सेप्ट है अग्नि। अग्नि के बारे में हम जब भी चरक से कुछ इंफॉर्मेशन लेना चाहते हैं तो हमारा दृष्टि डायरेक्टली गृहिणी के ऊपर जाएगा और अन्य कहीं स्थान पे अग्नि के बारे में विचार हम देख भी नहीं सकते। लेकिन अग्नि का अत्यंत महत्वपूर्ण विचार चरक संहिता के विमान स्थान के 6ठे अध्याय में बहुत विशेष रूप से दिखाए हैं। और जो भी अग्नि हम बोलते हैं कि अग्निमांद्य, अग्नि तीक्ष्णाग्नि, समाग्नि या विषमाग्नि, ये व्याधि के रूप में जब व्याधित है या रुग्ण है में जब हम अग्नि की पूजा करते हैं तब वो दोष के प्रभाव से अग्नि में कृति है। लेकिन कृतिस्थ अग्नि का 4 जो रूप है वो कभी बदलते नहीं हैं। तो ये अग्नि क्या है, इसको देखकर हम आज के लेक्चर को अंत करेंगे। तो विमान स्थान के 6ठे अध्याय के 12वें सूत्र में ऐसे बताते हैं कि अग्निषु तु शरीरेषु चतुर्विधो विशेषः बलभेदेन भवति। 4 तरह के अग्नि शरीर में पाए जाते हैं। यानी अब के बाद अगर चरक संहिता हमारे नस नस में है तो आगे हमें बोलना चाहिए कि पुरुष कितने प्रकार के हैं। पुरुष 4 प्रकार के हैं। स्त्री पुरुष ये नहीं, आदमी 4 प्रकार के होते हैं। वो है तीक्ष्णाग्नि आदमी, मंदाग्नि के आदमी, समाग्नि के आदमी और विषमाग्नि के आदमी। अग्निषु तु शरीरेषु चतुर्विधः, 4 तरह के शरीर और 4 तरह के अग्नि पाए जाते हैं। ये बलभेद से बताया गया है। वो क्या है? तीक्ष्णः, मंदः, समः, विषमः च इति। और इसके आगे जो वाक्य ग्रंथ में बताया है वो बहुत महत्व का है। वो है तत्र तीक्ष्णो अग्नि ही सर्व, जिसका तीक्ष्ण अग्नि रहेगा वो सभी उपचार करने के बाद भी बीमार नहीं पड़ेगा। इसका अर्थ ऐसा नहीं कि इसको कभी भी बीमारी नहीं होगा, ऐसा नहीं है। लेकिन थोड़े ही उपचार से जिसको बीमारी आता है उसको हम बोलते हैं मंदाग्नि वाला। और जिसके शरीर में बहुत सारे उपचार करने के बाद भी आसान से बीमार नहीं पड़ेगा उसको हम बोलेंगे तीक्ष्णाग्नि। तो हमारे जो केस पेपर में हम जब लिखते रहते हैं कि अग्नि मांद्य अग्नि, मांद्य और मंदाग्नि ये 2 चीज बहुत डिफरेंट है। मंदाग्नि जन्मजात से रहता है, अग्नि मांद्य दोषों के अवस्था से पाया जाता है। तीक्ष्णो अग्नि ही सर्व उपचार सहा तद विपरीत लक्षण तु मंदः। इसके विपरीत जो लक्षण है वो मंद है। एक एग्जाम्पल, उदाहरण मैं यहाँ पे मौजूद करना चाहता हूँ कि एक फंक्शन है जिसमें 10 लोग एक ही तरह का आहार सेवन कर रहे हैं। उनमें एक को दूसरे दिन लूज मोशन होगा और एक किसी को वोमिटिंग होगा और किसी को पेट में दर्द होने लगेगा। और कोई बोलेगा कि मुझे कुछ प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं हुआ है। जिसको प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ है वो बोलेगा अरे आपके साथ ही मैंने भी खाया है तो मुझे क्यों नहीं हुआ, और जो मेरे अलावा मेरे साथ जो भी खाए उनको ऐसे क्यों हुआ। कोई बोलेंगे कि ये फूड पॉइजन है, कोई बोलेंगे कि ये आहार की गलत तरह के पाक विधि से ऐसे हुआ है, और कोई बोलेगा कि मैं पहले से ही बीमार था इसलिए मुझे हुआ। ये ऐसा नहीं है, ये दोष के प्रभाव से होता है। तो दोषों को ज्ञान करना, दोषों के बारे में जानकारी लेना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। तो दोष प्रकोप ये शब्द से हम ज्यादातर वृद्धि ऐसे ही जानकारी देते हैं या लेते हैं। दोष प्रकोप का अर्थ केवल वृद्धि नहीं है, दोष प्रकोप का अर्थ क्षय भी है। ये मैं मेरे सोच विचार से नहीं रख रहा हूँ, ये चक्रपाणी का ही व्याख्यान है। आप चाहे तो रेफरेंस ले सकते हैं। चरक संहिता के शारीर स्थान के 6ठे अध्याय के 10वें श्लोक में 17वें श्लोक के टीका में ऐसा लिखा है कि कुपिताः च इति पदेन वातादयाः सामान्येन क्षीणा वृद्धा वा गृह्यन्ते। वात कुपित वायु के कारण से वात व्याधि हुआ, ऐसे अगर निदान वाक्य हम सुनते हैं या पढ़ते हैं, इसका अर्थ 2 तरह से लेना है कि वात का क्षय से भी वायु का व्याधि हो सकते हैं और वात के वृद्धि से भी वायु के व्याधि हो सकते हैं। ये चक्रपाणी क्लैरिफिकेशन देते हैं, कुपिताः च इति पदेन वातादयाः सामान्येन, जनरली हमको कैसे कंसिडर करना है कि क्षीण भी देखना है और वृद्धि भी देखना है। ये हम नहीं देखते हैं। हमारे प्रैक्टिस में हम केवल वृद्धि के बारे में बात करते हैं और कभी भी हम क्षीण अवस्था के बारे में बात नहीं करते, क्योंकि चिकित्सा का सिद्धांत ऐसा है कि दोषाः क्षीण बृहितव्याः, वृद्धाः निर्हरतव्याः, कुपितः प्रशमनतव्या, समम परिपाल्य इति सिद्धांत। ये सिद्धांत का जो वाक्य है इसको हम कभी सुनते नहीं और कभी इसको हम ध्यान में नहीं लेते हैं। तो व्याधि अगर हम वृद्धि के रूप में ही देखते गए और वातव्याधि केवल वायु के प्रकोप यानी वृद्धि के कारण हुआ ऐसे समझकर अभ्यंग बस्ती करते बैठे तो वायु क्षीण होते जाएगा। वो व्याधि वायु के क्षीण के कारण से भी अगर हुआ है तो वहां पे हमको वृद्धि करना पड़ेगा। जैसे गृध्रसी है, केवल वातज गृध्रसी में वायु के प्रकोप से डेफिनेटली गृध्रसी हो सकता है, तो वहां पे आपके बस्ती स्नेहन स्वेदन अभ्यंग रसायन चिकित्सा डेफिनेटली हेल्प करेंगे। अगर गृध्रसी कफवातज है तो वहां पे हमको पहले कर्षण चिकित्सा करना पड़ेगा, जैसे कि उद्वर्तन कीजिए, रुक्ष स्वेदन कीजिए, आतप सेवन कराइए, उपवास कराइए। इन कारण से जो अनुबंधी कफ है उसके परतंत्र प्रकोप से वायु का प्रकोप होके गृध्रसी नामक वातव्याधि हो रहा है, तो उसमें फिर भी चिकित्सा स्नेहन नहीं है, ये वातव्याधि होने के जरिए भी इसका चिकित्सा कर्षण है। तो ये क्षय के कारण वहां पे व्याधि हो रहा है। जब आप कफ का निकाल देंगे, जैसे कर्षण, उपवास, सेक यानी रुक्ष स्वेद, इनके मुताबिक अगर आप कफ का जो प्रकोप अवस्था यानी वृद्धावस्था है उसको निकाल दिया और जब केवल वायु रह जाएगा उसको आप अगर स्नेहन स्वेदन और बस्ती करेंगे तब वो शमन होगा। ये ऐसे हमको दोषों के अवस्था में बहुत विचार करना बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है। ऐसे बहुत सारे विचार चरक संहिता के हर एक शब्द में प्रतिवाक्यम प्रतिपदम मने काकूति गर्भित प्रतिभाति सुधा अथापि ग्रंथालपत्वायन उच्यते। ऐसे एक सन्यासी जो कर्नाटक में बहुत फेमस है, उनका नाम है श्री राघवेंद्र स्वामी जी, शायद उत्तर में भी उनका नाम मालूम होगा। वो अपने ग्रंथ में लिखते हैं कि ये दर्शन शास्त्र के बारे में लिखा है, लेकिन सेम वाक्य हम भी इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं चरक के महत्ता को बताने के लिए कि प्रतिवाक्य, प्रतिपद, प्रति अक्षर अनेक अकूत गर्भित यानी इसके अंतर्गत बहुत अर्थ है, उसको हमको छेदन पाटन करके उस अर्थ को प्राप्त करना पड़ेगा और उस अर्थ को हमारे प्रैक्टिस में लाना पड़ेगा। ये महत्ता चरक का है। ऐसे बताते हुए अनेन भावी यत् पुण्यम तदाप्नोतु गुरुर्मम, जो भी आज मैंने अगर कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट शब्द मैंने आपके सामने रखा है तो ये सिर्फ अपने गुरुजनों से, आप जैसे विद्वत जनों के आशीर्वाद से है। जो भी गलत शब्द मैंने दिया है वो मेरे मुखदोष है। ऐसे में अपने को अपॉलॉजी मानते हुए आप सभी के सामने मेरा ये वाक्य समर्पित करूंगा। धन्यवाद। चरक जयंती के इस शुभ अवसर पर मुझे ये मौका दिया तो इसके लिए सभी ऑर्गेनाइजर को मेरा अनंत अनंत धन्यवाद और प्रणाम अर्पित करता हूँ। धन्यवाद सर।
मैं सबसे पहले तो अनंत अनंत धन्यवाद आपको दूं कि आपने इतनी सुंदर हिंदी बोली है। क्या बात, क्या बात, ग्रेट। अजय कीर्ति जैन जी के लिए तो मैं वैसे ही बेकार बोला था, मुझे मतलब बड़ी गिल्टी लग रही कि आप तो हिंदी के एक्सपर्ट निकले। एक्सीलेंट, एक्सीलेंट डॉक्टर अजय सर। कुछ बोलेंगे अजय जी इस विषय पे? अजय जी कुछ? म्यूट है आप, म्यूट है
सर। आपका कोई भी कमेंट जो है हमें प्रेरणा देता है कि हमें जिस भाषा पे अधिकार है उस पर बोलना चाहिए, पर दूसरी भाषा भी सीखनी चाहिए। पर सर, हाँ सर ने बहुत अच्छा बोला और बहुत अच्छे रेफरेंस कोट किए। बहुत बहुत बधाई, बहुत अभिनंदन।
धन्यवाद सर, धन्यवाद।
अग्निहोत्री सर।
सर नमस्कार। मुझे तो थोड़ी सी नमस्ते, मुझे थोड़ी ईर्ष्या हुई कि इतनी हिंदी अगर कर्नाटक वाले बोलेंगे तो हिंदी भाषा भाषी क्षेत्र के लोग क्या करें, उनको सीखना पड़ेगा। बहुत ही अधिकार के साथ आपने भाषा का भी अलंकरण किया और अपनी विद्वता भी दिखाई। स्पेशली जो सब्जेक्ट मैटर पकड़ते हैं, बात बहुत छोटी है, हमें नहीं लगा इतनी जल्दी आपका जो डेलिब्रेशन पूरा हो जाएगा। बिकॉज जो स्पेशली आपने दोष धातु मल की बात कही और स्टूडेंट्स हम समझते हैं, स्टूडेंट्स ज्यादा शार्प है। आपने कहा ना स्टूडेंट से कम्युनिकेशन रखना, आपका कांटेक्ट अच्छा है कि यार वो प्रत्यक्ष प्रमाण पर विश्वास करते हैं और हर चीज को पंच भौतिकत्व से जोड़ते हैं, तो बड़ी स्वाभाविक सी बात है उसको कैसे लेके चला जाए। और आपके साथ में आपने अपनी जो भाषा का जो नियंत्रण दिखाया उससे तो मन गदगद हो गया। और आपने जो रिस्पेक्टफुली वो बतलाई बातें कि हमारे सब गुरु हैं उनको हम चरण वंदना करते हैं, ये भी सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा। और आप जुड़े रहिए, अपना डिटेल वगैरह दे दिए प्लेटफॉर्म पर।
नहीं, वही तो आश्चर्य हो रहा था सर कि सोच सोच के मोती जैसे शब्द निकल रहे थे।
बिल्कुल नहीं, समय ले रहे थे,
सोच के निकल रहे थे, लेकिन मोती जैसे शब्द निकल, बड़ा अच्छा लगा।
इनका
आशीष जैन जी का भी, अजय कीर्ति जी का भी आज मतलब बहुत ही ऐसा एक फ्लो में चला कि मन प्रसन्न हो गया। जय हो।
ये आपका चयन है, ये आपका चयन है, आप जिस ढंग से लोगों को लेके आते हैं।
जी जिंदाबाद, हमारे
अच्छा,
राम जिंदाबाद।
उनका तो है जिंदाबाद।
जी जी जी।
बहुत
ऐसे
अच्छा
चरक
लगा
के विषय में और प्रेमचंद पांडे जी थे ना अपने साथ।
जी,
प्रेम शंकर पांडे जी, आदरणीय प्रेम शंकर पांडे जी। प्रणाम
सर। विचार लेते हैं,
क्या कहें आदरणीय
आपकी आवाज
दोनों शर्मा जी, लगता है अग्निहोत्री जी, और जो हमारे इस तद्विद्य संभाषा परिषद में जुड़े हुए विद्वान आयुर्वेदज्ञ, इतना अच्छा, मैं तो रोज मैं रोक नहीं पाता हूँ अपने को जोड़ने से, लेकिन एक बात केवल मधुमेह का जहां तक थोड़ा सा मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि डॉक्टर साहब ने बहुत अच्छी बातें कही कि मधुमेह जब मैं रोगी देखता हूं तो आज तक जो मधुमेह का वर्णन किया गया है जिस तरह का, उस तरह का एक भी रोगी हमको देखने को नहीं। और हमको लगता है कि महर्षि चरक संहिता में जो चिकित्सा स्थान में कहा कि जो मधुमेह है वास्तव में असाध्य है और उसकी हम चिकित्सा की बातें ही नहीं करते हैं। वो कहते हैं कि वो ये जितने भी हैं सब बातोल बड़ या बात मेहान प्रतिपूर्व मुक्ता बातोल बड़ा नाम देहता क्रियासार और वायु दोषे स्वतिकर सिद्धेशु कुप्ते के असाध्यान प्रति नास्ति चिंता। असाध्य जो है मधुमेह, चाहे हस्ती में, मधुमेह, वसा में, मज्जा में, इनकी तो हम चिंता ही नहीं करते, इसकी चिकित्सा बताया ही नहीं। केवल आचार्य सुश्रुत ने थोड़ी सी इसकी चिकित्सा की बात की, बाकी चरक संहिता में तो केवल वातोलवण है, जितने भी प्रमेह होते हैं उनमें वात प्रकटित हो जाता है तो वातोलवण प्रमेह कहे जाते हैं और उसी की चिकित्सा केवल बताई। तो लेकिन आपने जिस ढंग से और सूत्र स्थान से लेके और निदान स्थान तक की बात की, ये बड़ा कि हमारे चिकित्सकों के लिए भी, हम लोग तो प्रैक्टिशनर हैं और लेकिन सबके लिए बड़े अच्छे ढंग से आपने अपना प्रस्तुति दिया। इसके पहले भी जो दोनों वक्ता बोल रहे थे, मुझे तो इतना आनंद आया। जो जनपदोध्वंस में उपाय बताया चरक संहिता में, सबसे पहला उपाय बताया रसायन का प्रयोग करिए। रसायन का प्रयोग क्यों करिए? क्योंकि रसायन का जो सामान्य रूप से तो कह दिया कि लाभोपाय सस्ता नाम रसादी नाम रसायनम, लेकिन आचार्य चक्रपाणी ने जिस तरह से रसायन को परिभाषित किया है उससे सारी चीजें स्पष्ट हो जाती हैं कि रसायन का प्रयोग क्यों करना चाहिए। वो शरीर संयोग दाधा दीर्घायु कर्तृत्व साधारण धर्म योगा उपचरित व्याधिहरम रसायन, इतना स्पष्ट कर दिया उन्होंने कि क्यों रसायन का प्रयोग करने से हमको क्या लाभ होगा। शरीर के एक एक संयोग, एक एक सेल्स के संयोग का, संयोग से तात्पर्य क्रियात्मक संयोग और रचनात्मक संयोग, दोनों ही संयोग अगर सही बने रहेंगे और उसके माध्यम से जो दीर्घायु करना, ये साधारण धर्म हो जिसका, इस प्रकार का उपाय उसको रसायन कहते हैं। तो निश्चित रूप से चाहे वो जनपदोध्वंस के कारण हो या अन्य जो मतलब जो साधारण और असाधारण, जो असाधारण भी व्याधियां होती है, असाधारण कारणों से व्याधियां होती हैं, उनमें भी रसायन का प्रयोग बहुत महत्वपूर्ण है। यदि वास्तव में आप रसायन का प्रयोग कर रहे हैं तो ये व्याधियां आपके नजदीक नहीं आएंगी। तो डॉक्टर साहब ने जो बताया दोष धात मलमूलम शरीरम, बहुत अच्छे ढंग से उन्होंने भी अपनी प्रस्तुति दी। और इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ मैं समझता हूं कि और हमारे विद्वान यहाँ बैठे हैं, उन लोगों का विचार लेना चाहिए। बहुत अच्छा लगा, बहुत अच्छे कार्यक्रम चल रहे हैं, बहुत अच्छे वक्तव्य हुए। धन्यवाद।
थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू पांडे सर। अग्निहोत्री जी।
आज की जो वेबिनार महर्षि चरक के जन्म शताब्दी महोत्सव को मनाने के क्रम में आज छठे दिन में जो प्रवेश करी, उसमें आज का उज्जैन का सबसे बड़ा योगदान रहा। हमारे उज्जैन के दो महानुभाव जुड़े, मनीषी लोग, और प्रोफेसर रामतीर्थ जी का इस बात के लिए विशेष शुक्रिया कि उन्होंने इन लोगों को रिफर किया और इनका लाभ हमें मिला। और उधर तीसरे हमारे वक्ता वहां से हो गए, हुबली से। तो चरक में इतने विस्तृत विषय हैं कि हम उनको ये कहें कि एक दिन में, 2 दिन में, 3 दिन में समेट लें, ये संभव नहीं है। एक ही विषय पर विभिन्न वक्ता अपने अपने दृष्टिकोण से अलग अलग तरीके से महर्षि चरक ने जो दृष्टिकोण अपनाया होगा उसके बारे में बहुत साधिकार चर्चा कर सकते हैं और करते ही हैं। अभी हमारे वैद्य प्रेम शंकर जी पांडे जी भी यही बात बता रहे थे कि चरक एक अवगाहन का विषय है। हम जितने अच्छे गोताखोर होंगे उतने ही अच्छे तरीके से चरक के अंदर स्थित जो बहुमूल्य रत्न है उनको प्राप्त करते रहेंगे। और वहां पर समाप्ति नहीं है, उससे अच्छे गोताखोर आएंगे, वो और गहराई से उसमें से रत्न निकाले रहेंगे। तो ये हमारी चरक की विशेषता है। और हमारी खुशी है कि आज का जो बालक है, जो स्टूडेंट है, वो +2 करके आ रहा है, साइंटिफिक बैकग्राउंड से आता है और क्यूरियस भी है। अब हम लोगों का दायित्व ये बन जाता है कि उसकी क्यूरियोसिटी को फुलफिल करने के लिए वी आर सपोज टू बी more and more practical, experimental, and must use that language which is understandable to them, so that they will be in position to forward that knowledge to the next generation. So this is what the whole process is. This Maharishi Charak Jayanti is being organized by this platform simply because that the hidden concepts, hidden factors which are not been so made clear during our studentship, graduationship or undergraduationship, and also we got some very, very important surprising points during our teaching direction. In the same manner, all the teachers, all the persons, those who have got a great, say, experience of teaching Charak and dealing with the, therapeutic part of Charak Sangita, they are completely experienced and full of knowledge to extend their views and experiences to the next generation, whether they are practicing, whether they are as a medical officer, where they are in teachers or they are in research work. So Charak Sangita is our baseline, and as long we will and deeper and deeper, we will be in position to put forward all these things to the generation. And it is not a matter that only Maulik Siddhant Vibhag or the Sangita Vibhag is responsible to have its knowledge or to control or limit the knowledge. All the students of any subject, they are much more rightful to have this knowledge in terms of Nidan, in terms of Kaya Chikitsa, in terms of Kalpistan, Siddhi Stan, Panchkarma, and also not at the last, but at top, the Swasthavat part. The Swasthavat part is the first provision, so that must be taken into consideration as far as the healthy persons and the healthy population of world is concerned. And after that, those who are by Mithya Ahar or any of the etiology for onsetting of the disease will take place. The all narratives of the principles of treatment of Ayurvedic system provided by Charak Samhita be used, and we will again see the suffering humanity in a healthy manner. This is what I can submit on today's webinar and today's speaker. Our greetings to all the speakers, great contribution, and all thanks to our great dignitaries who joined today's platform. And with these words, I again send back the platform to our Dr. Parameshwar for his great task, as he is entirely making continuously. It is 4 to 4, 4 to 4. आगे भी 4, पीछे भी 4. अब बीच में दोनों का आधा. So this is what the 424th webinar.
एक बात 2 दिन में जो सबसे अच्छी लग रही है,
जी सर,
कि समय से बड़े अच्छे ढंग से पूरी बात को बड़े समय से लोग हमारे वक्ता पूरा कर ले रहे हैं.
हाँ, ये भी अच्छा है.
बहुत अच्छी बात लग रही है.
टाइम कीपिंग इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है.
थैंक यू सर. सबको गुड नाइट, नमस्कार, शुभ रात्रि.
थैंक यू वेरी मच. कल मिलते हैं 8:30 बजे 2 वक्ताओं के साथ. डॉक्टर सीपी शर्मा, फॉर्मर ज्वाइंट डायरेक्टर गवर्नमेंट ऑफ एमपी आयुष, वो वात कलाकली अध्याय पे बोलेंगे, और साथ में हमारे अरविंद गुप्ता जी बोलेंगे अनुमान प्रमाण पर. तो प्लीज जुड़िएगा कल रात को 8:30 बजे. शुभ रात्रि, सभी को शुभ रात्रि. बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. और लोगों को जोड़िएगा. उस दिन बड़ा अच्छा लगा था कि भरत जी ने 100 लड़के जोड़ लिए. आप लोग भी अपने अपने कॉलेज के लड़कों को प्लीज जोड़िए. ये हम लोग जो ज्ञान बांट रहे हैं, ये अपने आपस के लिए नहीं है, ये तो उन्हीं के लिए है एक्चुअली. तो प्लीज जोड़िए, प्लीज जोड़िए. थैंक यू वेरी मच. गुड नाइट जी. गुड